This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
Alright, what's up, everybody? Hold on. My Skype's frozen. There we go. Now it's not frozen. Okay, what's up, everybody? It's the Open Weeb Show. Did you get that title on there?
Open Weeb Show.
Did you call it Open Weeb Show?
Oh. I did not. I just called it the Open Com Show because the hell with that.
Yeah, okay. It's Friday. This background is really fucking loud. I might change it, but yeah, everyone's here, and we have Waifu Rain with us as well. And we're going to be talking about World War Weeb that's going on, and so yeah.
Oh, Alan, did you use that image as the background?
Not the one I made. The one I made was for the intro video.
That's what I mean, yeah.
No, the one with all the, there's tons of anime faces that's loud as shit. You can't even see the chat over it.
Oh,
it's great.
Yeah, just, you got the other one there? You got the normal one? We can just go with the normal one.
Yeah, we can go with the normal one.
Yo, link me the normal one in this chat, like the file of it, and I'll put some fucking anime eyes on the gingerbread man, and then we'll be Gucci.
That's what Matterall was supposed to do for me.
Well, don't worry, we have the magic of paint.net at our disposal here.
How did you not do Jin Tan with a T-A-N on his name instead of Chan? Like, what the fuck?
Did stunt hack the stream.
Holy shit, Rain. That hair.
It's great.
It's a wig. It's a wig.
Also, Oni Jan is spelt with two eyes. Just saying.
I don't know why.
Yeah, so
I'm still seeing that crazy original background.
I invited one of my Team 20 allies to come back me up in this weeb fucking fest.
Hey.
Thank God.
It's my boy Enon from Waffles.
What's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, man? But yeah,
to the weebs.
Death to the weebs. So yeah, open comms Friday night. Wow, yeah. Obviously, we did not have a whole shit ton of stuff to bring to the table tonight. So it was like, man, you know, I've been kind of wanting to know what the hell is going on with this, like, you know, weeb thing that's going. I had to like go out and like look up, you know, what the hell is a weeb. Like, it's like, I know what anime is generally, you know, like, I'm not all into, like, you know, the whole thing, but I had to, like, go figure out what a weeb was. I had to, like, you know, kind of understand what a waifu was, like, all this kind of shit. And quite honestly, I feel a little bit dirty about my entire day, like, having, you know, looked at things like this. But
did you stray to, like, the tentacle porn, and that's where you ended up?
No, look, I'm a big fan of hentai. Okay, I am. I think.
No, that would be fine.
Not really tentacle porn. No. But like, you know, just like, you know, not that far into hentai. But anyways,
just
you know,
cat girls,
not that
cat girls.
So just the tip.
Do you remember just like?
I'm not saying I haven't seen tentacle porn. I'm just saying it's not my go-to.
Like, I mean, were you there in the fucking Talking in Stations Discord like 30 minutes ago where we heard Matterall discover pornography that was made from anime characters? That was quite honestly that's going down as a highlight moment in my life.
He's so sheltered and innocent, it's crazy.
But yeah, so you know, obviously we typically have Jin Tan at our disposal. We weren't going to tonight because Jin's been busy and he's got to get up tomorrow and do some stuff for his alliance, and then he's got the Anger Games. Well, and then he's got to host, you know, be one of the talkers on the Anger Games, and you know, which we'll also talk about tonight too, since that was fun last week, and
somebody got dunked on.
Somebody got dunked on, but somebody's still in it. You're still in it. You know, so yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. But no, I definitely want to get into this what the heck? How did this begin? What are the origins of this of really the only reason apparently anybody has to like have a war in Eve at the moment?
Well, actually, there's like 3 layers to the war. You've got like the most visible one, which is that, you know, if Draydan hates me more than he hates weebs, and obviously being a member of PL, he actively just despises weeb kind. However, he hates me more than he hates weebs.
No, not Drayden. Reza? You mean Reza?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You said my name.
Fuck.
Yeah, I do. Get the fuck out of here, Jin.
I didn't realize
Sorry,
Bastion had joined PL.
Oh, Drayden Kun.
And by the way, should just measure. Yeah, you mentioned. Obviously, Jin Tan's here. We've also got Jay McClain, and then from Waffles, you know, one of the anime hunters out there. How do you pronounce it? Yonam?
It's Yonam.
Yonam.
One of the Waffles FCs and directors.
There we go. So he's out there. He's out there. One of the main people trying to get more Jin corpses to feed to King Reza.
Yeah, you want to explain what's going on with that there, bud?
Yeah, sure. Came back from FanFest. We were looking for deployment options, and we had some issues with the weeb culture in the Waffles Discord, thanks to a repeat offender known as Temeski, who will just get fucking blazed out of his mind and just link the most like rancid shit in Discord. And
can you give us some examples of this
I
rancid
cannot,
shit?
I will not contaminate my search history with that crap. And we put a stop to it. We stripped initially everyone's ability to upload images. Went for the nuclear option, but the weeb culture has quietly behind the scenes kind of grown, and we decided we needed to help exterminate it. So here we come after the number one weeb, Mr. Jintan himself.
How did you become the number one weeb there, Jin? How did you become the focus of the anti-weeb effort out there?
I think it's because
the lightning rod, right?
I stand up for my rights to love, to love what is true love, the love between a man and an image of a woman on a screen.
And a 2D Japanese cartoon girl.
A pure waifu.
My purest waifu.
And now, let me lay this out there, because we're using this term weeb, and there might be some people out there besides myself earlier today who did not know what the term weeb was, right? It gets used a little too generally. Like, it's not just somebody who's into Japanese anime. It is really somebody who's into much more about the, almost trying to culturally appropriate large segments of the Japanese culture. It's a derogatory term, but for more than just, hey, I'm into anime. Right? Am I?
Generally
correct there. Okay, all right, yeah.
They're basically like anime shitlers, really.
I mean, yeah. So TIL. Today I learned that this even fucking existed, and I'm lesser for it.
For real,
there's a really good image out there somewhere. Gets linked in Waffles Discord occasionally of 3 guys laid up against the wall with their waifu body pillows, and it's just the cringiest thing you've seen in your entire life.
That is super cringe.
The most important thing to know though is that like vast majority of people who identify now as weebs is more than the people who are like actual hardcore Japan is the best at everything.
Look at this speech pattern now. Identify as weebs.
Yeah.
Also, usually weeaboo is
getting
an insult.
It's because like weeb is a
it's a derogatory term.
It's a derogatory term, but they've like the anime enjoying community has decided to just accept it, like the New York gay community accepted being called fags and stuff. Just like, yep, that's me.
My daughter's school, they've got an anime club there.
Oh boy.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Well, and this may be part of the issue, right? This may be part of the issue is that they're indoctrinating people.
Pennsylvania, where does it end?
Exactly. So it's like they're indoctrinating kids out there into being future, weebists.
God, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Hashtag gas the weebs.
Indeed.
Before we get into the meme jokes, can we talk about the Brave Vigil?
Yes, yeah,
Talk about
yeah,
the Brave Patrol.
yeah. Why don't we? Yeah, we probably
You
should
want
have
me?
opened with that. We probably should have opened on that. So go ahead, tell us what's going
All
on.
right, so right now, I think this is the anniversary of John Bellacluse's suicide, or something along those lines. But the date's significant. So every year, Brave hosts a vigil, not only for John because John was a part of Brave, but for every capsuleer who people feel they want to light a sino for. So I'm actually out there, or I was out there, lighting one for BC, talking to the Brave guys, etc. Signal Cartel's there. I think PL and NCDOT have brought bombing fleets just to like kind of give Brave a little bit of a fight. I saw goons on my way in as well as some test corpses. So like I think everyone's just kind of showing up.
Test corpse or test corpses?
Corpses. Like I saw a couple
Okay,
of wrecks.
you see, like
so
bodies in space.
Yeah, I was like, are these guys showing up? Like I don't have people marked really and local, so I have to like click on each individual name to figure out who's who. So a lot of people are showing up, kind of like the local banter's good, all in good spirits. It's kind of fun. People are bored, want to head out to GE TAC 8 JV.
Now, is this something that now has become kind of an annual thing?
It sounds like it. They said this wasn't their first year doing it, and it doesn't sound like it's going to be their last. I know a couple of us, me and Jay McLean specifically, were trying to walk Mama Bellacuse on how to get into Eve on Twitter because she did not want to do the tutorial. She just wanted to be with Brave, and it was
she was fast forwarding through like everything that she needed to know so that she could get to GE Tag.
You want to hear a sad story related to that? Is that I had to bring up the what's the server for the tournament?
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. I had to bring up Thunderdome, right? And of course you've got to build a character out there, and then it throws you into the tutorial, and I'm sitting there clicking, nope, don't want that, nope, don't want that, just let me warp to the station, it's fine, nope, don't want that. I'm like, what the fuck, why can't I warp? This is bullshit. And I'm like all zoomed in. It's like until I finally zoomed the hell out and saw that I was in this big massive bubble out there, I'm like, oh, this is so dumb. Move me / move me.
I got waylaid by the NPE, bro.
Speaking of now just go back to that tournament. I remember I was getting way thrown off, and I guess it was the UI was messing up a lot because
we're not getting into the tournament yet. We'll get into the tournament because we're still kind of we had backed up here to talk about what's going on with the memorial thing out there. I mean, was there anything more to that, Rain?
No, I mean, if people want to come out, it's GE TAC 8. Should be the only system that comes up when you search. Just fly out there. I fly out in a scepter. I put like some cargo expanders on it. I light a sino. If you don't have anything
Did you light a sino for BC?
Yeah, I lit a sino for BC, and then I was bombed. But like Signal Cartel was there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brave people. Like pretty much if you show up and you don't shoot anyone, people will be okay. You can even yellow box people and shoot fireworks at them or snowballs at them, and like you won't get shot until you start shooting. And like if you want to come just for like a fight, because Brave always brings a decent fight, you can show up and try and fight. I think it was like Headliner was out there with his bombers, then NCDOT was out there. NCDOT ended up getting me.
I know some Legion friends are out there making things interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's perfectly fine. There are actually a couple of PL guys not participating in PvP and just hanging out on the Citadel, and as long as you're, like, on the Citadel and tethered, you'll be okay. And then once you, like, the Sino, obviously you lose that tether. But yeah, if you don't have a Sino ult or anything, come hang out.
All right, well, cool. If anybody wants to go out there and, pop a Sino or whatever,
You want to do, like, what is it, 7-0 in local? Or not local, in Twitch chat. I think that's what they do for Brave. Like that.
Like the reverse puppy salute?
Yeah. Brave always does it reverse for whatever reason.
The upside down inverted puppy? Anyways.
Whoa.
But yeah, so anyway,
that sounds like a sick skater move. If someone like pulled off an inverted...
Pulled off a 720 puppy?
720 puppy, nice.
I would fucking...
Take me back to my Tony Hawk days.
Mind.
We're coining new elite PvP terms here on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, no, I think that's nice. I mean, call me a jaded son of a bitch or whatever. But look, I think that for people out there that want to memorialize things, like that. Eve's been around so long that obviously we've developed relationships, that kind of go beyond in some ways. Just the video game. So yeah, that's kind of cool. You've got some people out there that are doing that, and props to Mom Bellicose, obviously, for what she continues to do to honor her son and the work that she does across other parts of the community.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get really close. I mean, you guys may not have known this, but in the background of all of this, Dirk actually adopted me.
What?
Yeah, he goes on vacation. He's like, oh man, I should really pick up this souvenir for Jay. It's pretty sweet.
All you got was this lousy T-shirt. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But let's get back to. Are we doing a shot? You know what? Yeah, we'll do a shot.
It's 15 minutes
shot
in.
to the memorial. Yep, there we go. It's 15 minutes in. Yeah.
So slow down, you guys.
We'll still be here. We're not going anywhere.
Gotta stutter
Waifu.
maintain.
Yeah. So anyways, I want to go back because Jin, again,
Thanks for the sub feed.
The origins of you becoming kind of the poster boy for ultimate.
Wait, hold on.
Ultimate
We gotta
weebism.
coin a new phrase here. New phrase. Jin is the weebing rod.
The weebing rod.
If wherever I go, I can find my people.
My people.
Totally
Me
don't
too.
click that link I just put in.
Alright,
in
by
chat.
tomorrow morning, guarantee you. By tomorrow morning, I guarantee someone in my alliance will now have, like, put up something with me as, like, anime Moses leading my people to Israel. Just me giving the middle finger.
I
Clean
gotta
your-
say the
clean your
propaganda
fingers.
has been pretty awesome so far.
And Eonin, thanks for the 4 months. I don't know why that
Well,
shit
who's-
came after, but
Who is this just a Waffles thing? Is this a Waffles Provi block thing?
PL's shown up for a few of the timers as well.
Most
Yeah, we came out
PLs
for some
shown up to
fights.
all of
I
the
shot
timers.
Jin
Wait,
Ton a couple
are you
times.
guys actually fighting? This isn't just like Twitter memes?
Oh no, this
There's
is
fights
actually-
going on.
No,
Oh
there's
my
like real
god, this
shit.
whole time, like, I just see, like, Reza tweeting, and I just, like, tweet at him.
Well,
You thought it
in
was
fact,
Doom
I
Chinchilla
tried.
level, like, meta?
are you?
I tried to get Reza on. Now, of course, Reza lives in Europe.
He's
he's-
partying. You
he's,
actually
a
asked
little,
him.
he's a little deeper into Europe than even Jintan
Now-
is, but he says he's out partying. He said make sure you have to ask him how he will feel when he loses his space.
Now, when you guys
So-
fight, are you guys fighting with spaceships, or are you just yelling as loud as you can and charging up a nuke?
They're not doing freaking weeb dancing out there. No, they're actually fighting in spaceships, and like Jin is leading fleets, and people are picking up Jin corpses for like cash and shit.
Well, it's
Yeah,
kind of
pretty
spread
intense.
too. Like it's there's some streamers that have gotten involved, and they are kind of helping out. Well, Waffles is kind of helping them in their mission while, going about their fucking anti-weaving ways.
Make Providence Minmatar again, my friends.
Yeah, make Providence
So,
Minmatar again. So you
for
may
the-
have noticed Jebby has been out there and
For the past,
toasting
like,
your shit solo.
4 months,
bro.
for 4 months, Jebby would stream, not like for the full 4 months, but he'd always talk about like liberating Providence, and like he'd go out in like a solo thrasher and die to a gay camp. So I'm so excited for Jebby to be like at the center of all this, like finally getting his claim to fame and all this shit.
He
He's
is
really
probably
doing
the
work
Wasn't his
out
claim to
there.
fame like a week and a half ago when he dunked when he got dunked in a not a Knicks, that other thing, wasn't it?
I gotta say, I have been having a blast watching Jebby do his thing out there. It has been hilarious.
That was the
Yeah.
first time when he lost. And what was the ship he lost? It wasn't a Knicks. He lost the faction Nixie thing, right? What's that called?
No, he was just streaming that getting killed in one of the low.
Oh, I thought that was I thought that was him.
No. He just hoarded on the kill man. Was kind
Oh,
of
he was just a whore on the kill man. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because somebody was giving me a somebody was like, oh shit, this is going down, and I'm like clicking on it, I'm like doing something else, I'm clicking on it, I'm trying to, and then all of a sudden I get to this guy's stream who I had not seen before. I was not familiar with the Jeb, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm laughing. This guy's making me goddamn laugh while this shit's happening. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, right? And yeah, I thought it was him because I just thought he was streaming his own death that happened there.
No,
he's
he is
fantastic to
hilarious.
watch.
A vendetta,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a vendetta that went down, yeah.
Like, he is a true, like, hero of the Minmatar people. So much so that he is the official director of the Space Police. I deputized him. He's now an official deputy and agent of the Space Police.
Did you catch his motivational speech yesterday after we finished reinforcing the TCU in the station in GTech 5?
I did. It was absolutely exceptional.
It was epic.
If you guys want to go and check him out on Twitch, I believe it's called Evlog.
Yeah, Evlog.
You can go back and watch the video on demand of his speech after Waffles helped him out there the other day.
Yeah, I've got to get him on Total Eve down in the section down there that has the streamers. But yeah, he's what I believe he's Croatian. So somebody's like, oh yeah, he's got this fake Russian accent. I go, no, dude. I go, he's been doing this for an hour nonstop. I don't think that he's faking this.
No,
he is
I
legit.
also think I think he learned English through memes because like the way he types, like, oh hey comrade, blah blah blah, etc. And then the way he talks is the exact same, and he like talks in memes. He'll be like a lol and shit. Like I play photo with him and all this other stuff. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's the language of the future. It's which I mean that's a joke, but at the same time,
he's a global citizen, right? That's what it is. He's a global meme citizen.
Jebby must meme in all languages because he is that much of a meme.
If you look at it now,
best sayings as well.
Like popular culture, like in a lot of social medias, it's half of everything that's posted out there is in like meme speak, I'll call it. And
meme speech.
Yeah, meme speech is going to replace English as the universal language of the world.
Be the ultimate translator.
So basically,
it might be the thing that brings us all together.
Or it is absolutely the path to idiocracy, which is what we know that we're all on. Sitting there on a chair that has a shitter in it while playing a video game and watching people on things like Twitch. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at stuff,
and then voting.
It's so great, isn't it? It's a universal kind of communication. We're reporting on world happenings here.
I don't know that the dumbing down of the world is like, what we hoped for.
There's no brakes on this train.
Idiocracy was a genius movie because it was basically like the Nostradamus movie of how the future will be.
It was. I don't believe that it was a movie. I believe that it was prophecy.
Yep.
And there should probably be like a group out there that exactly. But anyways, So Jebby, he's definitely funny. He's definitely one of what I'll call the more amusing streamers out there while he's doing his shtick. Yeah, you've got some guys out there that are really serious and will educate you in some ways, and then you've got other people that are just entertaining.
So Test and Goons are fighting right outside GE TAC 8, and Test just jumped in. Oh boy.
That's good. I'm coming out there.
There's a lot of Sinos and a lot of corpses.
We know the Goons aren't dropping any fucking Rorquals.
Which we will get to in a bit. We will definitely be touching on the Rorqual massacre of earlier this morning. Like
the
super
gassing
early.
Of the miners.
The gassing.
Wow.
Somebody got us sodded out there. Anyways, but I don't know. Is there anything more to this whole, because I don't want to spend all night on this whole freaking.
You don't want to weeb away the hours?
Yeah.
Oh God.
A weeb away.
Dude, we will weeble wobble our way back here, I'm sure.
That needs to be a song now.
I really, oh my God, somebody should, Sindel or, somebody out there should, sing a weeb away.
A weeb away.
RMT Records or something, somebody.
Blowing the weebs away.
It's so bad because, I'm not sure what's next, right? World War Furry? I mean, what will be the next thing that somebody says, you know what? I don't want your space. I don't want your moons. I don't give a crap about your miners or anything like that. You know what though? There, you got a freaking couple of freaking pony boys in your midst that we need to purge.
Oh, well, that's the thing. It's like, is it going to be furries or bronies? Like, what's the next revolution?
Oh God, purge the bronies, kill them all.
Well, First you got
Duh.
furries, and then you got bronies, and then we can like start getting into pony play and all that kind of shit. We can just like start purging all, you know, the
Dirk.
all the.
I'm
beginning to
Friendship
think
is
you're,
magic, okay?
Getting you to think your
It is.
knowledge of this stuff goes a little bit deeper than you've led us to believe.
Yeah, I
there,
know.
Bronies are
I'm not
next.
saying I don't understand some fetish shit. I'm just saying that, you know.
Yeah, we're
The
For-
thing
for
is,
la-
you missed an obvious joke there though, Dirk. It wouldn't be World War Furry. It would be like Max, Mad Max Furry Road or something.
Furry road.
furry, fast and furry.
I would personally lead the charge, for lack of a better term, lead the
Man,
charge against the
velocity.
bronies.
First they came for the weebs, and I said nothing.
Fast and furious.
Next, we're going for the bronies.
Oh man, good stuff. Fucking good stuff. I tell you what, man. You know, again, you know, Eve's a social game, right? And you start meeting people out there, and like, you know, I hear that there's an entire freaking weeb Discord,
Yeah, there is, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
which leads me to believe that there are other forms of Discords that we need to infiltrate and find out what the fuck is
Well,
going
like,
on in there.
Weeb groups have been around for a long time. I mean, like in Imperium. Well, back when it was CFC and they had all their SIGs and stuff, they had Weeb Swarm. They've had that for a long time.
Did they have
Yeah.
Weeb Swarm?
Weeb Swarm
Shut
was a
up.
thing,
They
yeah.
did not.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
they
the
got
goons-
fisted
back when
it.
I
Look,
actually logged into
the
like
goons are very open to like, you know, pretty much if you've got two people that want to form a SIG in goons, they'll be like, hey, have at it.
yeah, like they
You know
had
what I
they
mean?
had like a channel for lawyers, a channel for bankers, a channel for all.
Well,
those
yeah,
stuff.
they did,
And
because
then
because lawyers and bankers are generally accepted,
Yeah,
upstanding
they had like
individuals.
what was it?
in
It
the
was like
world.
Law Swarm, Finance Swarm, or something like that. But then they had Weeb Swarm. That was back when I used to log into the goons forum page. I don't log in there anymore because I don't like forums.
Hey, you know what? We just got to all be accepting of, you know, what other people are into, but then like go and find where they live in space and and apparently evict their asses. Now, I guess the question, you know, here's one of the questions, right? but Providence has a big giant fucking target upon it. Will the whole raping and pillaging of Providence in order to get what will eventually become faction Fortizars?
You cannot rape
Can't
waifus,
say
Dirk.
that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that related in any way here? Do we have an ulterior motive that is just being blamed on anime? Or is this just like a short term, let's go down there and weaken them so that when we finally do, you know, see Providence burn, to be able to get the many
Yeah, but how many
station
times
after
has
station
Providence
after
burned?
station?
Providence has been invaded like
Doesn't
10
burn
times.
that often,
They're
actually.
still there.
It's a good place to go for content.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
content,
Yeah.
man.
At the
I-
end of the day, I'm pretty certain that like either PanFam or like some other entity will come to Providence to hold our shit like before the winter patch.
Yeah, we're talking about December though. That's like way
Yeah,
off.
but that's gonna be like, you know,
Yeah, because
It's
they
not
don't
like
hold
anybody
it. They don't
wants
want to
to
take
live
it and
there.
hold it between now
Yeah,
and then,
the
right? That's a
only-
long
It's a
Yeah.
carry
nice
period.
place to visit and get content, but nobody wants to
yeah,
fucking
the only
live
time
there.
I've ever
Except for the
seen-
weebs.
the only time I've ever seen Provi or CVA and all those guys lose Provi was before I even played the game. You know, they used to have that animated like Sov map that would go through. You could like look through all the dates and it would just be like a time lapse. There was a portion of time where CVA lost Provi and they were gone off the map, and then they popped back up again and they had it all back.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was like a
they
year or two
had
before I
not
even
lost
started
that for
playing.
very
That was like
long.
7 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's
we're
it's
very
been a
good
while.
at, you know, we're very good at pro-Vietnaming ourselves, you know.
Vietnam nice.
We got the fucking
Well done.
East Pungy stakes. It's fine.
Well
we got
done.
this.
I mean, you know,
Nicely memed,
maybe
sir.
this is like sending Horde down there to, you know, just kind of like, I don't know, you know, see what it will take to roll them a bit, right? You know, and then, you know, because when the real assault comes, it will be, you know, with a, you know, much shorter carry period between when they kick in the new the new thing, you know, to where all the stations out there become faction Fortizars, right? So
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
that's going to be a thing, and Providence is the big target out there, given the station density that they have. So
I think it's
Yeah.
Providence and Amencia. I think doesn't Amencia have like those?
No,
Declan,
you're
Declan,
retarded.
I think
You
Declan,
didn't
I think
watch the
Declan is number
presentation.
2. You've got some places like Paragon Falls out there that that have quite a bit of
Look at
station
his
density.
snarky weeb face right now as we talk about this. Look at that snarky weeb face.
Fuck you.
But yeah, this is that
Don't
is
roll
a,
your eyes
that
at
is
me.
a thing that I think that when people are looking at the TikTok clock of what's going to happen this year, we're going to see some interesting things that happen out there. There's a lot of people that are saying that Provi will be fought over, meaning that big powers will come and fight against one another to claim the wealth of stations that are down there. I don't know. I think I would suspect
doubt that.
I would suspect that there's going to be more agreement that what? Hey, look, you big power, you go take all the stations over here. You go take it over here, and you go take it over here, and kind of like do it like that. Why should we fight each other for what really is just a one-time grab of stations that we will then dismantle?
Yeah, I think it's more likely to just be one, alliance comes and fights us, and maybe their enemies come and aid us, but probably not. And depending on how much you value it, like I've broke it down into like 3 potential scenarios, but the lowest one of that is still like 4-point-something trillion isk. I mean, I'd hold a region for a month. Yeah, to own just Providence's stations, not including the North Catch chunk, which has even more stations. So in total, it's like 86.
It's a lot of intosising.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Except that it's only stations, though. Just remember that it's only stations. It's not like you've got to go and hit the hub. It's not like you've got to go and hit the TCU or anything. You can just take the station out.
But the hub and the
still
TCU you only have to hit twice. The station you got to hit 3 fucking times.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you want to lay claim to the only time that these faction Fortizars will ever be created, well, at least as far as we know it, they may come out with a buy it for Plex pieces the next year, but who knows? But yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. Hey. Somebody was asking today. I think it was Sullen Decimus over in CSM chat, which has turned into exactly what I thought it would turn into. But whatever.
Wait, hold on. Who's that?
Sullen Decimus.
Yeah, who's that?
He's a former Council of Stellar Management member.
How is he in CSM chat?
Damn.
Well,
Yeah,
he's in there like any of the rest of us are, really.
He's an
alumni. He's an alumni. But anyways, he brought up, he's like, kind of, what's this all about? I said, who cares what it's about? Whatever gets two people, two groups to fight one another, who cares what reason they came up with? We don't have the old-fashioned reasons of yesteryear. We've got new reasons nowadays. It's not about your space. It's not about whether or not,
shoot me?
You kicked his girlfriend in the nuts, at FanFest. It's about whether or not you enjoy...
If your girlfriend has nuts, they're not a girlfriend.
Ionan's like right next to me.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
It's half an hour in. Let's do it. Let's pop another shot.
All right, I'm doing a sympathy shot with you, Drayden.
Yep.
Because I gotta get rid of that
stuff. I just do them every 15 minutes. I'm on a
No. I mean, like, I'm doing that nasty vodka that I made you buy.
Oh, okay. The nice thing is I have the rest of that bottle.
You just do the shot.
But the nice thing is that I had. Okay, shots.
I already did mine.
Shot.
You guys are too busy talking.
Yeah. So I checked my freezer, and back behind the Kahlua, I found a bottle of Tito's that had about a quarter to a third of it left in it. So I can finish with that tonight.
It's fucking sad. I hate this shit, man. Ugh.
It's bad.
But it's like you kind of got to drink it.
I'm glad I bought the 5th and not the liter. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ronnie, you're triggering fucking Twitch chat.
Good.
Rip Twitch chat.
It's Elise. He secretly loves anime.
Oh, secretly?
Yeah?
Well, not now.
Is he a closet weeb? Uh-oh.
He's a closet weeb.
My boy can't be
He's like,
a closet
yeah,
weeb.
fuck anime, you guys, as he like hides his shrine in the corner.
Is it like how he professes to love Taylor Swift, but is actually just a huge lover of men?
Are those mutually exclusive?
I watched some
That's
animes.
true. Taylor Swift is,
I don't know if I call myself a closet weeb. I don't.
Well, you can watch anime without being the weeb.
No, I mean, I like some animes. I don't go around telling everyone.
You were talking
worry,
a lot more
don't
about
worry,
anime
Elise.
today than I expected.
All about
I gotta
that
say.
Well,
Dragon
yeah,
Ball
that's
Z
what,
too, bro.
but that's what I said. It's like I watch it, but I don't go around and be like, hey, this anime.
I mean, I'm
this
not
anime."
like putting you down for it. You just had a lot more kind of like knowledge of like
I've
various
seen some.
like like you knew names and shit.
Like,
Yeah,
I-
Drayden's like, I don't watch anime, you guys. And then he's like,
No,
yeah,
I
my
didn't say
favorite
I didn't watch
part of
anime.
Attack on
I said
Titan
I-
arc was blah blah blah.
No, I didn't say I didn't watch anime. I said I haven't watched a lot of the
Only
super
Chan
mainstream
Rain.
ones. Like I haven't seen Bleach, I haven't seen Naruto, and I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z. And those are like the ones that everyone, when they think of anime, they think of those ones. And I haven't seen any of those. But I have watched like over a dozen animes.
Fair enough.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, anime is just it's kind of kiddish, right? I mean,
I like the ones that
So, Dirk,
the anime
have you-
porn though, that's like decent stuff.
Dirk, have you seen some of these anime movies? They're like so sad.
I actually haven't
They
really
are,
watched
they
many
are.
movies, but generally the animes I like are the ones that are more plot based and less your stereotypical kind of cliched cutesy anime girls.
I gotta ask
doing
one question
things.
though. I have one serious question.
Death Note.
Why is it that they over exaggerate and cannot properly display emotion?
So
Because
they do that
it's-
because it's very hard to do with an art. Like if you know how like actors and actresses are,
Oh,
like
Evlog
it's
with
very
the
hard
host.
to do that with art, right? You can't like draw all their facial features, or you constantly have the facial features.
Jebby gave
So-
us a raid. What's up, Jebby?
Jebby-
Comrade
Evil-
Jebby.
Evlog just
Nice.
hosted with
With
111.
Providence.
Comrade Jebby?
Comrade Jebby bringing it in. You know what? We should actually probably have Comrade Jebby come
I'll
into
go
open
see if I can
comms.
grab him.
Yeah,
You should
get,
see if you
get
can find
Jebby
him.
in here.
If all of a sudden he comes in here with a fucking British accent, though, I'm gonna smack a bunch of bitches. I just am. You know what I mean? If he's like, "Oh, dudes, I'm off the fucking clock," yo, mate.
He's off the chain.
Steel Horse gets me every time with that fucking emote. I don't. I'm tempted to go find that channel and sub to it just so I can post that fucking thing in chat.
Oh,
my
dude,
God.
those fucking weeb
He is
posting.
currently AFK.
He was
God,
just
man.
Evlog is posting in.
He's chatting in chat right
yeah,
now.
isn't he? I don't know. Yeah, I
Here,
think
I'll
so.
DM
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, go
But whatever.
Boys.
Anyways,
slide in those DMs, girl.
I don't know. I mean, look. I'm not gonna say. I just think that there are other versions of this whole freaking like kind of like Japanese anime thing that I think are way more interesting. Again, the porn. I think Harajuku
Way more
girls.
interesting than porn. Okay, Dirk, what anime porn? What's your favorite hentai?
If
Do
he,
you
if
like
he
the
Oh,
throws,
man,
parody
he's on the
stuff?
spot
Do you
now.
like the parody stuff where it's the anime made into porn, or do you like stuff like
I
Five
don't
Foot
know it
Black?
like from a Debbie Does Dallas kind of like deep throat
He's
standpoint.
gonna-
Of like the
He's
names.
gonna disclose the
Who
safe-
looks at the names?
you just go to,
Nobody.
like,
I don't actually rent the
Pornhub.com,
VHS tape.
Well, you
hentai
usually
or
can't.
whatever.
You can't really pronounce the names. He's gonna go with the safe ones.
I know exactly.
The
I'm
safe
throwing it out
porns where it's like, oh, this is
You
like a
fucking
general
old
one. I'll
bastard.
name that one.
I want the stuff that's like already into it. I don't want like the foreplay that leads up to it and whatnot. I want a
Five
tentacle
Foot
here
Black
and
has
like
all of
whatever.
that. Okay, Dirk, I'm gonna DM you some hentai.
Wow.
But
From her private
That's
and then
collection.
you've got stuff like Harajuku girls, right? Which are kind of like trying to like
Harajuku
dress
is a
like.
fashion style.
I don't even
It is
know
a
what that
fashion
is.
style, but it is based on Japanese anime. So wouldn't you rather like be looking at a real person dressed as a Japanese anime kind of thing, or I don't know.
So you
Or
mean
I'm more
like
about like the
porn, but
real or
it's
the
like-
sex part.
It's like the cosplayers that dress up and then just get fucked in costume. Is that what you're
Yeah,
looking for?
totally fucking cool, unless they're furries.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, it's like as opposed to
Everybody
just like
draws the line
cartoon
at
stories.
furry. That's the one like culturally
If
like
they'll-
unacceptable
Okay, wait,
thing.
what if it's like a cat girl? What if she has cat ears? Is that okay?
That's
no,
cool.
there
That's
is
not
there's
full
a very
furry.
distinct
Well, yeah,
scale for
Catwoman is
this.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
There's a
even with the
very distinct
furries,
scale
if they're
for that.
willing to take their like mask off, then it's just like doing someone in a onesie. Like that's fine.
I'm really not into tentacles.
I
Tentacles is just like kind of creepy and like
I
it's like
never
whatever
thought
the fuck,
Anime
But
Wars would
I mean,
bring out the
kind of
weirdest
like
shit
anime
about
porn
people.
though. Anime porn, whether it be Japanese anime porn or whether it be other anime porn, it's like it's kind of cool, right? Because they can make shit happen that like you just can't
That's
actually
impossible
get a
Like a
because
person to do.
animated?
tentacle monster.
Exactly.
Jay, what the fuck did
Tentacles.
you drive me into, man? God damn.
You know what
Man,
would
I thought
cost
we
to
were
get an
just gonna be
actress that can
talking
do
about,
some of that
like,
anime porn shit?
Weeb stuff, like
What?
and then
I'm so
making fun of the
confused.
weebs.
I am in a wig and got like a Lolita outfit, and you guys are sitting here making me look like a fucking normie with your hentai talk.
Exactly. You're sitting there going, "Nah, you guys are crazy."
It's like,
What's up, Winter?
Hey,
Hey,
how are you
Winter.
guys?
well, that killed the conversation about a hentai, you know?
No, it didn't.
Well,
we
yeah,
can always
talk
I
about that.
heard.
We-
I heard.
What's your
Look,
favorite
look,
hentai, Winter? Let's go.
Unless she is
Oh,
going,
shit,
unless she is going to
no.
report us to Rupert Murdoch for stepping over the line and then try and sue the Open Com show to get to get our sponsors to back out or something. I think we're safe.
They're gonna
Holy
pull an
shit.
O'Reilly on you, Dirk.
That's
Oh
what I
my
mean.
God, Dirk. Dirk touched me in my no-no spot.
Uh-oh. Call it a
Yeah,
day.
that was actually a skit that I kind of wanted to like put together with Rain at some point.
What the fuck?
No, not like right.
What?
Turner and
Wow.
no spot. Okay, but like
What?
where she pulls this. You know, I was trying to get
Too
ahead
far,
on the
Dirk,
Open
too
Com
far.
show, and Dirk was telling me that he'd have to work with me personally, and then report us to Rupert Murdoch Matani. Yeah,
Too far, Dirk. Too far.
Oh my God.
it's too deep. I know. I get it.
Way too deep.
Anyways, okay. We probably should move into further territory before this goes too crazy. You know what? I woke up this morning. I only had about 3 hours of sleep.
That's unusual for you.
Did you?
I know. I only had about 3 hours of sleep. I had to wake up early, and as I'm sitting here drinking like cold coffee from the night before, just trying to like wake the fuck up, I get this DM from somebody telling me that there's some shit going down in Delve. And Rorquals are fucking dying. What'd they lose? 34 Rorquals?
I don't know the number.
Wait,
but,
hold on.
The price
Well,
came out to
'cause
like
I have the kill mail,
350
so-
billion.
Yeah, it was like
34 Rorquals and a super carrier.
So
And
they
a hell.
so
that's
they
right.
Yeah.
so they dropped one mining fleet and killed them all.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, apparently it was literally one dude.
okay, so
Oh wow!
McLean, I talked to you later in the day. And you were there. Like, I don't know how you were up
I
at that
was
time of
there.
the morning because it wasn't really McLean morning, time either.
I couldn't get like if I get woken up by something in the morning, I can't go back to sleep.
Same.
So
Now somebody's saying it's just Gara, okay? and that will be a separate issue that we'll get into in a moment. In a moment here. But were you you were down there for this? God, what was it? It's not a fight,
Massacre?
right? You don't call it a fight. Yeah, I mean, it's a
it was
bit,
a
it's a
it
bit
was
of a
an
mess.
elaborate ruse
The
laid
culling
out
of the meek.
by some of the FCs. Some shout out
So
to my boy Penis.
This is something that was in the works for a while,
My understanding
or
is
somebody
that
just
Penis
happened to
said-
stumble the fuck across it and went, "Holy shit! There's a bunch of goddamn Rorquals out here."
Well, that's like any day in Delve, though.
Apparently
Yeah,
they were
that's
after
true.
him for a couple months. Like they had seen what he was doing at around downtime, and had been waiting for a good opportunity to form dudes up and set a trap for it.
I did link this in there. Total losses, well, at least according to the battle report that I have here, are 310 billion on the side of the lost Rorquals, including 257 billion in Rorquals themselves. Another 7. What does that say? 7 billion in capsules? Is that what that says?
Was it the pods
Those,
for him?
are those
Maybe.
mining boost
Seven-
implants?
7 billion in capsules? What the
probably
fuck?
that or learning implants or some shit.
Yeah.
7
Yeah.
billion?
Well,
That's kind of minuscule compared to the ship losses he had, though.
28 billion for the super carrier. Okay, fine. 12 billion in mining drones, which was only 15 apparent mining drones. Shit, there were some exhumers out there that died as well. But 7 billion in capsules. Goddamn. I'm assuming some of that was the super carrier pilot, but unless those, goddamn, what kind of implants do you have on a Rorqual? Jesus, what the is there like some 10% implant out there that is like, really
Was that on
jacking
one
the,
pod? That was on a bunch of pods, though, right?
No, 25.
was on a-
It says 25 capsules were 7.3 billion isk.
Well, I bet.
Oh, I know one of the pods I think was really expensive. It might have been the Hell pilot.
Well, I mean, if you have a third of a billion worth of implants on each pod, that'd be 25 pods. Be about that.
yeah.
So I mean, and that's not unheard of to have 200 to 300 million of implants on a character.
Yeah, just +4s on a Rorqual for skill extraction.
Ooh, anyways,
Yo,
that's,
all right, so
that's quite a bit there.
So the best part about, I think, the best part about the whole thing was the fact that hell pilot, he wasn't tackled at all.
Seriously?
He was not tackled at all. He was probably about like 70 off of our main body
What-
outside of the bubbles. Not
What's that say
tackled.
about him? That says that he was there to, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, he died an honorable death, and we got a great kill mail out of it, but he wasn't tackled the whole time. That was one of the rich moments. And I think as soon as they all came out of their panic, we just targeted them down one by one, A to Z. Literally just A to Z, not broadcasting.
Steelhorse
because
has a
there
good
was only
point.
Rorquals.
It's not like
Steelhorse does have a good point.
It's not like it's
but it
easy
also-
to multi-box 50 Rorks, and now that you can't IS box,
It's
like
not.
you do have to manually
Well,
control all those. So
and-
that might have just been the one that.
And here
wasn't
becomes the
working with at the
here
time.
becomes the question, right? Here becomes the question because it is not easy to manually multi-box 30, 40, 50 Rorquals, right? It's just not easy to do that.
Shit, I have a harder time doing two.
It is also
accounts.
not easy, according to accounts, to simultaneously across all Rorquals go into panic mode at exactly the same time. It's not easy to do that without the aid of something that you probably shouldn't be using. And this question has come up today. My understanding is it has been reported.
Dirk, the only question I want to know is, what's your favorite anime?
I really don't have one. Typically, it's low clothing anime. I'm seriously, I only care about it for the porn type shit. I don't care about it from like what the storyline is or any of that kind of stuff. I'm very like low level on that.
Death Note.
Yeah, probably.
I watch cartoons to have sex because, watching real people have sex is kind of boring.
You know what?
Well, yeah, that's
The internet is so filled with real people having sex, and
Jesus.
It's a South Park episode.
Dirk's reached the point in his life now where he's just so jaded with real people. He
Oh my
hates them
God.
so much that he can't even bear the thought of watching two people make love. Instead, he must rely on Chinese cartoons to get his jollies.
It's called Eve, man. Eve
And I don't
is jaded.
And for the record out there, Steelhorse, I don't know Gara from shit. Okay, I don't know who lost this stuff. Okay, yes, I heard Gara's name earlier today when I think I mentioned it to somebody else about holy shit, there's a bunch of goddamn Rorquals dying, and they're like, oh, is it Gara? And in fact, they aren't even in the Imperium anymore. They just knew who would have run a bunch of Rorquals. I don't know that. However, how does one do that? And I tweeted that out earlier today. How does one run so many Rorquals at one time? How does one, again, pop off a panic across... because when you hit a panic on a Rorqual, my understanding, and I could be completely wrong here, I am pretty sure that I'm fucking right. That is, when you pop a panic on a Rorqual in your fleet, it does not also panic the other Rorquals. It will panic other industrials in the fleet, but it doesn't panic other Rorquals. Because
That's
if
correct.
you could, then about 20 Rorquals, you would have perma-panic.
Yeah, they'd be broken as fuck.
my God, that lock is awful. We just did a shot if you guys want one, but
Yeah. So the reports are that these all went into panic at the same time. And and again, I mean, look, we went through this whole shit with IS Boxer and then
Fake news.
it,
These reports are wrong.
and then every derivative out there that people could try and find about how they can line pixels up on a screen
Thank you.
using some sort of freaking overlay and all that kind of stuff out there. I hope that's not what was happening here. I really do hope that's not what was happening because I hope that we put that shit to bed a long time ago.
Oh, shit.
yeah, me and Jay were ahead
You're
of the
behind
game.
there,
We
Ronnie.
were up on the ball with that.
Ooh, that was a Tito shot.
Oh,
Damn it.
so now with all of that intrigue and
Normally I just do another one,
pointing
but not with
fingers.
this crap.
we're
I gotta
joined by
pay
my
this
man
on that.
Jebby.
Oh shit.
Jebby, what's up,
Jebby,
buddy?
comrade!
Chebby!
Hey, Jeb.
Hello,
Or
dear
not.
comrades.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Speak to him, Drayden. Speak in your tongue.
Hello,
Yo, how are you all
Tavares.
doing? Hello, привет. Rain, comrade, you look hot, friend. Do you want to be like Jebby's space girlfriend?
Be your space girlfriend. Reza said I'm his waifu, though, so you might have to fight for me.
Oh,
Okay,
dude, that'd be a
then.
great anime plotline. Jebby versus Reza for the control
Cracks
of
forming.
the one fair maiden of Providence, Chocolate Rain.
Oh wow.
live in Providence.
What the shit?
That's some
You
super
do now.
deep fucking RP.
You do
It's
now.
like a Romeo Juliet.
Let's
Can we
romance.
do
fucking
more of
fight
that?
now. Yes, I'm down for the good PvP. 1v1 comrade Jintan. Yes. Jintan,
What?
yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Fight.
That sound like challenge.
Oh god, I got
My man Jebby will take all comers. He's fucking all about it. He's
It's
actually
on.
he's actually one of my deputies in the Space Police. He's an official deputy.
Yes, thank you, dear comrade, for deputizing me. I check for sign of pyramids on the reg.
Don't worry, I got a badge coming your way when I get him done.
Woohoo.
No, Jebby, you're from Croatia, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
See, and that day when that guy was telling me, he's like, "Oh, this guy's got this fake Russian accent." I went back to him a little while later. I'm like, "Dude, it's not fake, but he's not from Russia. He's from someplace else over there. I'm not sure where it is." And I went and checked with Rain. I'm like, "Do you know this guy Jebby?" She's like, "Oh yeah, he's from Croatia." And I'm like, "Exactly. Okay, now it makes sense." Yes. But to some people out there, when they hear
They
certain
hear any
accents from
Slavic
around the
language,
world,
they just assume it's Russian.
they assume it's
Yeah.
Russian because you know what, Putin and like Trump and all that kind of shit. You know, or it's like when they hear an
Hashtag
Asian
hack the
accent, they're like,
election.
"Oh, it's Oriental."
Yes, sorry for my shitty accent. I need to eat a dictionary and a grammar book and things like that, yes.
Yeah, you should totally eat a dictionary.
I love it, bro. You're fucking. Don't ever change, Jebby. You're
No,
fucking
yeah,
perfect.
never change.
Don't
Yeah, don't change. You're
Fuck these
fine.
haters.
You're beautiful the way you are, Jebby.
You
Absolutely.
are. You're a fucking beautiful
Don't
little.
listen
This
to
world
this
needs
shit
more
go.
fucking color. There's so many goddamn boring people, I swear to God, in this goddamn game. And you, Jebby, are a shining light on the streamer scene. There's so many there are even like two people out there named like Reload or Ryload or whatever. You know,
Oh,
it's
that
like
was
it's
confusing.
like they've
Good
even got like the
streamers
same
too,
name.
Dirk.
But they've even got like the same names. They're like nobody even knows the difference between the two of them anymore.
Okay, Jebby.
Oh my God.
Tell everybody watching about your campaign for Providence.
Oh, comrade, you're gonna love this fucking thing. So, we're doing the never before seen in Eve, and therefore never before seen in the world, of course. The Twitch liberates Providence, or what you might call the anime wars, or the World War Weeb. It's all happening live, friends. We're legit liberating it live. You see, we got a bunch of these fucking trashers, and we loaded them up in this shitty station. And we're giving them literally to everyone, and it's like a couple of dudes against the entire goddamn world fighting there for the liberty of the peoples, yes, and things like that. It's so glorious.
Are you-
Suitonia was
all
out there
definitely
tonight?
enjoyed it.
Are you pro weeb or anti weeb?
I'm like anti-V, but pro-liberty, yes. I would be the team hashtag 20, legit. I'm on to 20 Yintan corpses. No offense, comrade Yintan. I love you, comrade. Yes, but we would like to get 20 of these. So there's this good picture which depicts the world in two colors, and it's a graph between countries nuked multiple times and countries inventing anime. Yes.
Damn, Jen.
Are you part of hashtagging 2 nukes was not enough?
Man, the correlation. That must be where it came from.
That's a pretty dope
You know what?
team.
Are you
This
saying-
whole idea of
are you
World
saying
War
it's
Weeb
America's
may
fault?
actually be able to like take
Well, it
hold.
would be.
I mean, we've got people crawling out of like all sorts of places to be
Crawling
like
out
put
of
the
the weeb work?
put the weeb down. The
Radiate.
weeb
proof
has
that the
gained too
weeb-
much traction in this world.
The weebs are the most persecuted group on the face of the earth.
Radiation.
Have you thought about becoming
radiation
weebugee?
Are we gonna have
causes
to make
anime.
you guys your own country too?
Yes, we
We're gonna have
demand
to
a
set aside a
country.
country just for the weebs now.
We demand a country in the
I
Middle
think
East,
Germany's going to
right
accept
next
the
to
weebs
Israel.
into their midst.
Germany will never accept weebs.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't. I wouldn't
They'll
judge
take pretty
Germany
much
too
everybody
fast.
else. So.
No,
Yeah.
for honestly, there are probably more furries in Germany than there are.
Isn't this
Weebs.
why?
And you're hip to that,
Isn't this
huh?
why Lumpy is furries? Because most of Lumpy's from Germany, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
not,
why.
not to stereotype, but I'm going to stereotype right here. Germany's into a lot of weird, freaky deaky porn, but even they stay away from tentacles.
Oh, damn.
So I mean, that's Dirk, you're not pushing your push.
You're not keying up there.
Oh, sorry, my bad. They're yeah, I probably shouldn't have keyed up like anyways, but they're big. Germany's big into fisting, but like they don't like this whole weeb kind of furry stuff. It's true.
Dirk, how do you know this stuff?
Dirk's a well-traveled man of the world.
I am a
He's
metropolitan
the
man
world
among the porn
in
community.
terms of porn. Oh my
He's
fucking
a
god.
man who'd follow his dick to the end of the earth.
No, I'm just saying. I like to study things that are out there. I like to sample here and there, right? You know,
and what is
I like
it?
to
The keyword being
understand. I like to
sample.
understand where proper porn comes from.
Hold
Well,
on.
and
Here's,
also
here's one from Twitch chat. Did you know that Germans don't wear shorts?
Well, yeah, they wear
well,
lederhosen.
didn't
Then
know
what do
that.
you call lederhosen?
Yeah.
Shorts with suspenders?
Well, yeah, it's.
Don't know.
But now, Rain, aside from what, like Google and Amazon, porn is like a porn site is the next highest visited website in the world, and porn is one of the most sought after things on the internet. So you can judge people
If it wasn't for
on the
porn
they
and
look
games, the internet wouldn't be what it is today.
Right.
Because pretty much the entirety of,
So porn is
the
actually
backbone of the internet was built on porn and video games.
porn is actually a metric of social. I'm trying to make up words here.
I think the best thing is
I
to look at those graphs where they say like which keyword when you search for porn is used the most often, and it's based by region. And those are actually pretty sometimes alarming and also very funny.
Well, it's funny because Google, like, when
I
you
wonder if
type
the,
in
like,
anything, it'll like try to
concurrent user of porn
autocomplete, like, oh,
sites
you're
is.
probably looking for this, but when it comes to porn words, they stay silent. Google has no say on any of that.
Did we talk about how porn was responsible for Betamax time?
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah. So you used to have Betamax and VHS, right? Porn went with VHS, and that killed Betamax.
Oh shit! That
Didn't know
explains
that.
it.
Yes, indicator.
Fucking-
Thanks, Mark.
What
Cultural
even is
indicator.
a
That's what I was
even
going
is
for.
a VHS?
Don't
A
worry about
VHS
it.
is
It's a
something
thing
for
your
old
mom
people.
and dad used to watch. They used to rent them from a place called Blockbuster, and you
Oh,
brought it home
man.
for a couple days
Okay.
and watched it, and then you brought it
remember
back.
Blockbuster
And you had
on,
to
like,
rewind it.
Friday nights, bro.
We're actually
one
having
out
to
for
explain
Blockbuster.
this.
Oh, Viatra
Fucking
Sky.
take a shot
Thanks
for
for
Blockbuster, everybody.
I
Viatra
think Jin's
Sky,
the
thanks for the
youngest
sub.
person, but he's also European.
Rest in peace, Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Rip Blockbuster.
we got DVDs a lot sooner because we're closer to the Japanese who invented them.
You guys do
So,
shots for
Jin,
that
you're
one?
not familiar with the back room with the curtain that separates it for adults only, then, are you?
Yeah.
No,
My first
I've
job.
I've legitimately in my life never been to a video. No.
My first job was in a video rental store and it was the only video rental store in my town.
VCR tapes or
that had a
DVDs?
both. That had a back porn room. And the great thing is we had a
God
lot
damn,
of people come in for the.
You're
You had a lot of business.
You're
huh?
young, old enough to like remember back porn rooms. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was 16 and I was working at the place, which was great because I just take whatever one's home that I wanted. So I didn't have to worry about being too young to rent them. And the best, like one of the funniest things of my day was when people would go into the back porn room. We had a security camera, obviously, because it was back when the tapes were
And we
on the
took
shelf.
their names down.
So
and we're like,
well,
yeah,
no, so
Bob
you could
Jones
make sure they
just
weren't
went
like
into the back
stuffing.
porn room.
You could make sure they weren't stuffing tapes in their pockets and stuff and like running out with them. So anytime they went back in the porn room, it's like, oh man, video time, and you like go over to like the security monitor and you're like watching them in there, and the people, even though it was one of those big giant old cameras, people just didn't know that you were watching them, and so the things that they would do now never caught anyone jerking
Not
off in the
spank
room.
booths. These are
No.
not glory holes. They're manic
Yeah,
velocity.
no
okay?
one. I never caught anyone, doing
These
the
were
business.
legitimate.
These are legitimate business
Pre-blockbuster video
No, this was
establishments
a
in
little
local
mom and
towns
pop
usually.
video shop. But anyway, so the funniest thing I ever saw was
Did
this
mom
guy.
know? Did mom know that there was a back room?
Mom,
Oh, yeah,
Mom was
yeah.
well aware.
Yeah, but no, this guy he was taking these video because like you had the boxes on there with the pictures, and he was taking them and he was trying to like tilt the picture, the two-dimensional picture, to get a better angle to like look down shirts or panties and stuff like that. It's like, dude, he was
That was
doing
back.
all
That was
over-
back when that shit was legal in America.
Yeah, like he would grab it. He's like sitting there trying to like look down their shirts on a picture. It was
Wow.
oh,
What do you
yeah,
say to that?
That kind of
Just
shit
wow.
is not legal anymore in America. We're just saying.
Yeah, it
was-
brought a lot of
but back in
business
the day-
because those movies qualified for the 3 movies, 3 days, $3, or the 5 movies, 5 days, $5 deal.
Did they?
Wow, you still
Oh,
remember
could
the
get 'em
deal
on
that you guys had?
discount, huh?
Yeah, and there was this one guy that would come in. He would rent 5 movies, 5 days, $5. Come back 2 days later, return all of them, and get 5 more. He would do that all week, every week.
Wow.
Maybe he didn't like
That
the
dude was
intro.
powering
Maybe he didn't like
through.
the intro.
Like that guy,
Powering through.
he had to have had
Because that was back.
empty
Because that was
tank
back.
all the time.
That was back
That
in
was
the
when they
days
had
when
stories,
porn.
right?
That was back in the day when porn still had like storylines to it.
No, it
and,
didn't.
and you
No.
had
You had
kind
to,
of
like,
like
fast
acting
forward
that
to
was
it.
happening.
Some
yeah.
did, but
Porn had storylines.
It did. Back in the
yeah.
day, there was actual, like directors were still trying to be creative and all that until they discovered the money shot in 1987.
Oddly specific year there, but
Well,
Okay,
I
that's
think it was
way
the late
before-
80s sometime where the porn
Yeah.
industry began to change, to where they're like, people are only buying this shit for the money shot, so let's put more money shots in the movie and less of, people like talking and having dialogue.
fucking Jim Jade, was he kind? Did he rewind?
That's true.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, do you
but
remember
those
back
things,
when
the
you used to
rewinder,
get fined
right?
for not
Yeah, you actually
rewinding?
had to rewind.
You get
the
charged.
videos. I never
Jesus
checked
Christ.
if they were.
How
ever
did you guys
rewound.
fucking exist?
How
Oh
did
my
how
God.
did we
Yeah,
ever
the
make
world
it
was a
through
much
that?
different
Hold on.
place, my
Do you
friend.
know how?
'Cause, like, I was
do,
gonna-
do you know how we
do you
made
want
it
to-
through it? Do you know how we made it through it, Jen? And that was because 3 years before that, there were no videos. Period. It was just like television.
Do you want to know, like, the most first world problem for porn for me is like a slightly smaller gin, if you can possibly imagine that. And that was the fact that, like, obviously growing up, porn mics just don't exist anymore. Like, you can't just get a cheeky one. Nothing falls off the back of a truck anymore. There's nothing. But if you live in a house that has really, really bad internet, or your mum and dad are too poor to get you a smartphone, which were really expensive when I was young, you just had nothing. I ended up like, I think the first thing I ever got access to the internet on was a PSP, and let me tell you, that thing did lots of things that Sony never intended the PSP to do.
Oh, rip that PSP. It's fucking forever unclean.
unclean.
Oh.
Forever
Look,
Contaminated.
look. The old days were rough, man. We did not have it easy. It was like we did not have like the access
It
of
was
the
hard,
internet,
man.
which could
If
really
you were
like
underage,
break.
it was
was
like a
hard.
desert.
Yeah,
It
it was
like a
hard. And,
desert.
like you went for a while with that because like you didn't have the internet.
Yeah,
There was
you
no.
tried to
There
get
was no.
fuzzy
I'm just gonna
cable
go rub
channels,
one out.
anything.
Maybe you picked up a National Geographic or like Reader's Digest or some shit and like tried to find a picture or whatever. But I mean. It was not the same thing. Nowadays, I want to say kids have it easy today, and maybe they have it too easy. Maybe that's part of the fucking problem. They don't have to work for it.
They don't have to work.
I remember stealing a goddamn porn magazine. You know what I mean? It was like, it was the only way
yeah.
to get one.
Well,
Low
it's also
effort
difficult
porn
because
is
like
the downfall of our society.
you couldn't just
You
pull
heard it
some
here
up on your
first, people.
iPod while you're in your room. It's like you had to have a TV, a VCR, then you had to figure out something with the volume because you couldn't plug headphones into your VCR back then. And it's just not the same without sound. So, you can't just
this
watch
is why-
it muted.
This is why having a really good imagination is super helpful, by the way.
That's not
It
good enough.
is. It is. But okay. I absolutely agree with you if you've had something that's been able to trigger that part of the imagination, right? I'll be honest. I'm old enough that there wasn't just shit out there walking around that you can throw your imagination at. So to be able to my buddy, I didn't have a VCR.
Maybe you have a really bad
until later.
imagination, Dirk, because
Well,
Dirk.
no, because I didn't have the initial input to be able to think about what was under such and such clothes and whatnot. But my buddy had, my buddy from school, his family had a VCR, and we'd go over there, and then we found his dad's stash of VCR tapes, and that brought on a completely new thing. Nowadays, I don't know. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not begrudging the youth of today from being able to literally find themselves easier.
Well, no. Okay, you said that you had a hard time finding this stuff.
Sears
Did you know that
magazine.
the library had smutty books? I mean, they were porn.
I was not down there reading Lady Chatterley's Lover or any of that shit.
Wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
no,
Are you
this
saying
was some
porn that you
hardcore
have to read
stuff.
words and imagine?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's actually
that's
good.
not good for me.
I didn't learn to
No.
appreciate that until later. Erotica is actually kind of cool. And you know, we're getting way off onto a fucking like tangent here and whatnot.
We've been on
but
a tangent
it's like
for a long time.
erotica.
Yeah,
I know.
steer it back, steer it back, steer it back.
Steer it back, steer it back.
Steer it
Get
back.
back to what? Where do we
We gotta
come
go
from?
from porn back to tentacles,
Who
back
knows?
to anime,
Eve.
and then back
What's
to
up with
Eve.
Eve, huh?
All right,
Eve.
so last week, you know, we were sitting there and talking about the fact that the Anger Games with the Imperium was coming up the next day. I have to be honest, we did a 2-hour show last week. We then apparently did a 3-hour after show.
Yeah, almost 3 hours.
The next morning, I woke up. I did Talking in Stations, where we apparently talked about missions and things like missions and Cosmos and stuff like that. And then a couple hours later, we had the Anger Games, and Jin Tan was there doing commentating. The first match that I was in was up against Rain's team, this fucking elitist organization from Eve NT, who brought in all their fucking killers, including Elise in the channel right now, Randolph, under a different name, even though we knew Elise was going to be on that team. Elo Knight didn't show up for our all-star team, which was, you know, kind of weird because it's like, yo, Elo, come on, bro. You know, whatever. We ended up losing to them. I would say rather poorly. It was sad. I felt as though they were laughing at us.
So, if it makes you feel better...
But I survived. Now, I will say this, okay? I survived my belief because my ASB was ready to go at 15% fucking hull or 25% hull,
so
and I
you
kicked it
lived
back
at like
in,
20%
and I like
pressure.
wrote out the time on that. Elise, though, about 10 minutes later said, yeah, I told everybody, don't shoot you, you're a cool bro. And I'm like, and now I don't know. Now I don't know if I earned it or I did not.
See,
and
Do you
I
not
need,
feel
I
like
need
you're
Rain
cool,
to like
bro?
tell me.
Do you want to know what happened,
You're totally
Dirk?
worried about being considered a cool bro, huh?
Do you know what happened? Our team kind of
You are
fumbled
looking-
around.
You're so triggered?
Our team kind
I
of
just want to know
fumbled
if I
around.
kicked it in at the right. I want to know if I timed it right when I first turned it on, and then timed it right when, like, you know, it came back, and I'm like, punch it.
You want to know if you're elite? That's what you're saying?
I want to know if I'm mediocre, because if they just let me live, I'm still fucking Magoo.
Dirk, we did not let you live. You got lucky.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
Perfect.
Now,
Since you're going to listen to
I'm
the
throwing
person
that
who
down
was
to
shooting
skill.
you.
Now, from the viewers' standpoint, from the spectators, I was watching that match, and everyone in chat was getting all worked up because the UI got screwed up, and it didn't show. It showed that.
Yeah, okay. So this is what happened. The first match, everyone warps in, and I can see the stream on my screen, and then I see everyone on my screen. I'm Logi though, so I have purples prioritized, and I'm like, oh my god, is Wild relogging? And they're like, no, he's here in a Kieran, and I'm like, what? It shows him in an Osprey. They're like, no, he came in a Kieran. I was like, okay, so we play the match. We kill Wild first because he's their Logi. Kieran is a T2 Logi frigate. And then we continue on. And this whole time, everyone in Twitch chat is like, oh man, why the fuck didn't Wild show up? Why didn't they wait for Wild? Where's Wild in the Osprey? And like, nobody could tell them. The commentators didn't realize it either because they were watching the UI.
They were watching the same thing.
And yeah, so like, nobody realized that Wild was actually there and he was in Logi.
Yeah, I only found out
He
because
was
I was talking
in a Kieran as opposed to an Osprey.
Yeah, I was
and
talking.
That was a very last minute thing where like points got miscalculated and all that kind of fucking shit. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'll take a Kieran."
Right. Well, and I only found out quickly because I was talking to you guys in Skype right after the match. And the reason people didn't think he warped in is because he probably intended to go in an Osprey, and so they put it in as
because
an
he was in the
Osprey.
wrong ship and then
he
died
was in the
so
wrong
quickly.
ship, and so it wasn't that people were saying like, oh, he's not in an Osprey. It's like it showed him as grayed out the whole time, like he just never came on grid.
Yeah.
And so everyone watching the stream was like, Wild never showed up, and that's I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, they're starting.
I had a weird.
Wild's not even here.
flashback.
Why are they starting the match?
I had a weird flashback to Wild being in a Kieran with a 5MN micro warp drive, and Daniel Westelius being in what the fuck was it? Was he in an Osprey back then? In a 5MN micro warp drive.
Oh, Daniel.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is the match generally would probably not have started if he had login issues, because I remember, I think the second match, like my camera just wasn't working. And so I was like, hey, I need to relog. And they're like, okay, just close your client and relog. So if you have issues or like you DC before the match starts, they'll definitely let you relog. They're not like assholes about it.
Yeah, and I've seen that before in tournaments. Like if someone's not connected, they'll like wait for them to relog, and if they can't relog in, they'll actually go to the next match sometimes and like postpone that match. And that's why everyone was so confused at the start of the match when it looked like Wild wasn't there, but he actually was, just in the wrong ship. And that's why the UI showed him not on grid, because he wasn't on grid in an Osprey, so it showed him off grid, even though he was on grid in the Kieran.
Do you remember what our warp-ins were, our max warp-ins were for that first match?
You guys warped, they warped at 0, I believe. You guys warped in like
70 or 80
we warped
kilometers.
at 50.
Okay.
Right. I'm not saying what you warped at, but what the maxes were. The maxes were something like 70 or whatever. Our second match that we came up with, we were all ready to warp in, at the warp-ins that we had, and some of them went out to like 70 or 80 kilometers. There may have been one out at 100 or whatever. And they're like, okay, max warp-ins 50. And we're like, okay, everybody.
1 to 50.
We're like, okay, everybody, max warp-ins 50, max warp-ins 50, max warp-ins 50. We warp in at 50, and Wild warped in at like 70, because that had been our initial, like, how we were going to fucking game it. And he's sitting out there. We're like, what? Dude, they said 50. They said 50. We adjusted. But they let him warp back out and warp back in. And then, you know what happened? Our opponent, who was Ydot, actually, okay, Wild's Corp, warped in at, I think, 70. And then they allowed them to warp back out again and come back in, even though they knew exactly where we were sitting at that point.
Yeah, that's generally what happens. I know.
Hex.
I think what CCP will do is they'll just put you at 0. So, like, if you have everyone warping in, and then somebody DCs mid-warp, they put you at 0, like, sitting on the beacon, regardless of, like, the reason why, whether you, like,
this was almost kind of more
whatever.
fun in a way than the Alliance tournament, because, like weird shit could happen, and we would just live with it and fight. And maybe it, like, didn't feel as bad because, like, obviously you didn't have to put the kind of, like, ISK into it and all that kind of shit that you do for the Alliance tournament. Maybe it was more laid back and fun and that kind of a thing. I don't know. And then we went out and, like, we wiped the floor with Ydot and whatnot. But, so we're there next week. So that'll be cool. You guys are 2-0. We're 1-1. We're on the fucking bubble. Tomorrow's gonna be a good fucking time. And
So
what
would
was
you
funny
I'm
was,
super excited.
Would you consider your team low tier?
yes, I would consider our team low tier. We have no
I'd say
expectation.
mid-tier. You went 1-1.
Wild promised all of us that, look, this will take 10 minutes and we're done. I just want you to come out and do it for 10 minutes and we're done. And when we won a match, he's like, fuck, I didn't plan on this. I got to ask you guys back for next week.
Oh, man.
Oops.
The what?
Well, no, I'm just confused right now.
So, for tomorrow...
I don't know if this isn't the shot glass I've been using. This was another one at my desk from last
Drayden,
week.
are you
And
okay?
I don't know if this was a shot I poured
glasses do you
from
have on your
last
desk?
week, or if this is one I
Oh,
just
man.
poured in a different shot glass.
Still
down the
vodka shot.
hatch, bro. Down the
Dude,
hatch.
well,
So, for those curious,
smells like
tomorrow at 2000, this channel right here, Imperium News on Twitch, there are actually going to be the Anger Games again. This is like, it's not the finals, but it's like kind of that halfway point, quarterfinals, whatever. And then Sunday, same time, 2000, they're going to be doing the finals. And I think Jin Tan fell asleep. Jin Tan will be there commentating.
Yeah, I will.
He's gonna
I'll
talk.
be
He's
there.
gonna be talking that shit.
I
Not gonna
was
be,
talking, as they say, mad shit last time.
You're not gonna be defending those Entosis nodes there, bud?
No, other people can do that.
Chevy's
Jin Tan looks like he's ready for bed.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
you got it now, bro. You know the schedule. This is your in.
Look, if I agree to do something, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna back out of doing something that I've promised that I would do because like home's getting invaded. Like, that's pretty bad. But
When are you
You
gonna
mean-
move to America, Jin, so that you can be up at a decent hour for the show and
I
not
know,
have to
right?
sleep in the middle of it?
you know,
It's better than him
Soon.
getting up and falling over.
Speaking of
Well, he's
stream
done that.
stuff,
Yeah.
Coming up this week on Wednesday, we're gonna have the first stream for the Fit Fleet stream.
Oh yeah.
I'm be joined by my buddy John. Drayden's gonna run the stream for us and do all our technical stuff.
That's not the thing you're inviting me to.
No, that's not definitely not the thing.
Thank you. You have not told me this project that you want me to come in on, and
you're about
when
to
you
find
said
out.
it's
Let
like.
me get. Can I get through this? Let me get through this.
Talk about it.
All
Talk
right.
about it.
So on EVNT Twitch at 21:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what the hell that is. Fucking Eve time. I'm sure you smart people can.
That's
21:30,
9:30 Eastern.
22:30?
That's 6:30 Pacific, and that would be, I think, 1:30.
Wait, is that what you
Or
told me?
2:30 UTC, I think.
What? I told you 21:30
21:30
Standard
Eastern?
Time.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Military time. Why
Did
don't
you
you
mess
go on
up
a
the
12-hour
schedule?
basis?
I haven't
Dan?
done it yet, but yeah.
Dude.
Okay,
You know
cool.
that we all work on fucking Eve time.
That's
You know
technically
that-
like that's like
I don't work on Eve time.
I
bro,
still
I'm
have to
sorry.
like every time I hear military time, I still be like, okay, 21
That's
minus
it's
12.
like
we're
early
all,
morning,
like, ready to
early
adjust
morning
to.
Thursday Eve time. But yeah, that's definitely open.
So that's like late.
Yeah.
That's like
Hashtag,
evening.
yeah, that's. I mean, it's
So this
it's
is
the
like
only
a
reasonable
US.
time.
This is like a US Fit Fleet kind of thing.
It's the only time that we can get you can watch the video of the day, and it's going to be up on YouTube. Everybody together. It's going to be me, John, who is just finishing up his master's program as a personal trainer at Brown University. He's working in their athletics department right now, and we're going to break down all the basics of the Fit Fleet stuff. If you're trying to get into, getting back into shape, check it out. There'll be a VOD for everybody who can't make it. We're going to be joining our first guest. It's going to be Graf Telkin himself.
Oh.
Yeah, so check us out on EVNT Twitch. If you're on Twitter,
Is he gonna Fit Fleet? Say it to your face.
He is gonna say it to my face. Hashtag Fit Fleet. But yeah, if you guys are interested, we're on Twitter. I have there's pages everywhere. Just hit me up on Twitter at Eve Best of Us, and I'll get you pointed in the right direction. We have a Discord. We're getting everybody linked up so that they can participate. CCP Affinity is in there. CCP Larrikin's going to be joining us, and CCP Puncturus is on the Fit Fleet team. Okay, so now for like a special announcement. I don't know if my man Manic Velocity is still listening, but so I had an idea. I went out to Eve Fan Fest, and I kind of memed something into reality. I memed being the official director of the Space Police. So going along that line, I was going to do some stuff on some streams with it, make some swag for some Eve meets, have some fun with it. And then ideas got rolling, and now it's kind of blown up really big. I've been talking to some people and getting certain people that I trust who are subject matter experts at certain things. One of them being Manic Velocity. And now
he's a Weibo subject matter expert.
I gotta say, he's the straight man when it comes to comedy and Eve. So
And real quick,
Straight man Weibo.
Before I forget, Sadist, thanks for the $3 donated, and was saying, I forgot. I think you said like Syrians were partying at a furry convention when they were welcomed into Canada. I think
Makes
that's
sense
what
for
it
$3.
said. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
You
I
gave
have a
him $3 worth of reading right there.
Yeah. Well,
I
it had
Go
a
ahead,
big
Drayden.
link. Oh no, it had a big like
Winter, hold
web
on.
link.
Drayden, I need to back you down for a second. Hey, Winter,
uh-huh.
when you have something to say, just say, "Shut the fuck up! I'm talking."
All right,
Yeah.
Drayden, shut the fuck up. I have something. I've got a question for
Yes,
McLean.
Mom.
Going back to his like Mimitar Space Police thing. Are you doing it with the police skins? Because you have to.
Okay, so here's the thing. All right, it's not necessarily an in-game thing.
This is an
So-
out-of-game Space Police where you actually have a metal badge.
No, I mean we're not role playing in-game. I mean there may be times on streams where we do some fleets and stuff when we use the police skins. Obviously,
But
yes.
how are you gonna police space if you're not
Yeah.
in space?
I got this, Jay.
Undercover
We'll do
cops.
Megaplon.
Good
Megatron
lord.
fleet.
We can do the Baltec fleet, easy
Yeah.
peasy. Put your skins on that.
Wait.
But no, it's if I could fucking finish for the love of God, you fucking people. I should have said this
Wait, Jay had a little quip.
Things like this have led
is
to
PL
wars
actually
now, so.
taking a fit from Imperium this time? Are you guys using Baltec fleet?
PL's running Baltec fleet? Is that what's happening here?
You just said don't take a Baltec fleet.
Baltec police fleet?
Baltec is an Imperium.
Except for
but actually,
all right, I'm done.
You guys
all right, go Jay. I'm done fucking with you.
I'm done.
We're just joking, man.
We're
We're
not
just
doing
trying to
it
make
anymore,
jokey like things here.
Jay, come on.
Come on, Jay.
Well, you keep fucking interrupting me, and it's
You have
No,
to
we
yell-
don't.
yell
No, we
at
don't.
them.
We let Winter ask a question, and she asked a question, and you're like,
and she
"Can I
jumped the fucking
finish?"
shark. Yeah,
The
because
shark?
I didn't
Okay.
fucking because I didn't finish. Because I
Are you
got
ready?
interrupted by Drayden.
Are you ready now?
Fucking Jesus
Are you ready?
Christ, Bo. I'm gonna fucking
We're-
choke every one of you in Vegas. I'm gonna choke
We're,
you so fucking.
we're gonna bring it. Choking in Vegas
Oh.
is a cool thing, though. We know this.
Yeah,
but
I
whatever.
mean, we'll turn it into something. But
right
it's
to
gonna
that
We
limit.
say,
Right to that
"Choke me
limit.
harder."
Don't go past the limit, though.
right up to the limit.
Apple.
We're gonna push it to the
I
limit.
have a safe word. Can I invoke
Don't-
it now?
Don't care. We don't use those.
Go, Jay. All right, so tell us.
Go, Jay.
Tell
It's
us
gonna
exactly
be-
how out of game Space Police.
It's
is
gonna
work.
be Eve's first fucking web series, and it's gonna be the Space Police.
What do you mean by web series?
It's gonna
Live
be a
action,
video
or-
web series.
Like
Not-
Clarion Call, right?
Like a podcast but with video?
Yes. Well,
That's
not a
kinda
podcast.
cool.
It's gonna be sketch comedy video. In
Is this
Eve.
pork butt
Oh.
coming to my fucking house?
I was
Yes.
say, is Porkbutt's gonna be with you on this, right?
I talked to Porkbutt. He hasn't gotten back to me
Dude,
yet
you guys are like
about
the
specifically
Tango and
this.
Nash or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Tango
Like,
and
you-
Nash.
I've never seen that show, but I know the term, so I'm using it.
Oh my god, that's so bad of you, bro.
But we're gonna do it as a web series. We're gonna pull in people from the community, give them kind of like acting roles, and do it through Event. I talked to Nash about it today, and we're gonna do it as Eve's first like video web series, and see if we can inject some comedy and some good shit into the community.
Sounds like
Not
Wait.
Clear Skies, because Clear Skies
Skies
was
is
a
more like
was
a
movies.
movie. Yeah, that was
That
like
was
Yeah,
animated.
those weren't a
It
web
was animated.
series.
yeah, web series.
Wait,
Like,
is
they
it
were
gonna
also
That was
cosplay?
Eva May.
Are you gonna cosplay?
Not really.
well,
kind of.
What?
Wait, you're
Why-
A little
cosplaying
bit.
right now. Look at those shades.
This sounds
All right.
This sounds like a
We
bit
could
of
have the
cosplaying.
costume going.
There may be a bit of cosplay. I mean, we'll see.
I'm gonna have
We'll
to get
see
my
if we
haircut.
can. Yeah, you can get your hair cut. We'll find a good role for you, Dirk.
I want to be the commissioner.
I'm sorry. I'm the director, so that's. I mean, we can come up with like a.
Can I be the desk sergeant?
Yeah, you can be the desk sergeant all day.
Oh god,
Done.
Jerry's glasses are amazing, man.
Dirk McGurk, fucking desk sergeant in the
Can
fucking
I
Space
be
Police.
Citadel vendor number 7?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Is this gonna be like
that's my
Chips
dream
but
role.
in space?
It's gonna be like Reno 99, but in space. in
911?
Oh, 911. Yeah.
It could be like Reno 911 too.
Maybe it's gonna be Reno 99 in space.
No, it's
Reno,
not-
yeah, there we go. Reno
gotta put
99
it-
in space. How's that?
you gotta come up with like a hex.
Because that would
a
throw
hex code
people
for
off
it.
and then bring them back with the space thing.
Can you call yourselves the Amamake Police as the space
No.
police? Come on, like what?
We can't use
Can't.
we can't use CCP licensed terminology.
It's a word.
Can't
Mamaki,
do it.
yeah, they coined it. Some guy at CCP came up with like
He like
every
smashed
system
the
name.
keyboard. Yeah, like cat
That
and
guy
heck.
needs to be shot.
We
What?
can't, it's like we can't call things like Jitta because like they made up Jitta.
What if you changed it up just a little bit, like those rip-off companies you call like Akamami? Like that might work.
Amomoki. So
Dirk
it sounds
and
kind of
Syria
Japanese.
hosting cyber.
But we're not selling anything, right? We're just doing like a fucking fan.
Are you planning on making
kinda
money on
made
your
web
series?
No,
Oh, then you're good. Yeah, just fucking
Are we
copyright
Kickstarting?
violate away.
we're not. We're certainly not putting it up on.
We're not
Kickstarter,
kickstarting it.
everybody.
We're not
There
GoFundMe
will
me,
not
right?
be a Kickstarter for the fucking Space Police web series.
Are we
Can you have a
denying that a
Kickstarter
Patreon
for
might
you
come
guys all to
along
wear
at some point,
outfits and like
or
the short shorts, some handcuffs?
I could get a pair of the Jim Dangle shorts. We might be able to make that happen.
Poor Jin Tan.
If you
look at
like
him.
animate it a little bit, maybe
I
Dirk
could
could
be-
jack off to it or something. I don't
I
know.
could be like a law enforcement cheetah.
Just throw on some ranger panties there, bud.
Bro, I got the Ranger panties. I was so upset I didn't get to wear them at FanFest.
I think Jin died on us.
No, he's not
I'm
dead.
fine.
He's hating life right now, though. Looks like.
No,
you've,
I'm
got
not.
you've got a lot of projects here, McLean. You've got like you've got this police thing. You've got a Fit Fleet thing going.
I'm a busy guy, man.
We've
I gotta
got
keep busy.
We've got Eve Northeast that's coming up that we've got to like get in
Yeah, we
shape
do.
for. I got my fucking pong arm that's like I'm trying to like work my pong arm out.
I gotta make sure that they send a good CCP dev this year so he can Sherpa me as well.
That's true. And you know what? While I'm remembering it, tomorrow on Talking in Stations, it's tomorrow. Like really about 12 hours from now in Talking in Stations, we've got CCP Quant. CCP Quant does not
is
give
he modeling now?
CCP Quant is apparently going to be coming in his skivvies tomorrow for the interview that we're going to be having. But CCP Quant does not do a lot of interviews out there, so we are very happy to have him tomorrow on Talking in Stations. And we're going to be talking about things that are like, I don't know what fucking quant related and stuff. So
the graphs.
Okay, so I
Graphs
talked to
things like that.
I talked to CCP Falcon out at FanFest about.
But I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get him to come to fucking Eve Northeast.
About getting him to send CCP Quant to Eve Northeast. And this is his direct quote. So if it's unflattering, I'm sure he doesn't care. He said, "That boy will get bummed in the woods." And I said, "No, but wait, there's cabins. He can stay in a cabin." And they said, "That boy will get bummed in a cabin then."
He might be like a Hyatt guy where it's like, he can only like stay in a place that's got like fucking like, certain quality thread sheets and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, look, are you somebody who's adverse to for Eve coming out to a place where you've got to like rough it a little? I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. But I think that there will also be a number of other good conversational topics that will come up tomorrow. Tomorrow we have got Matterall's not going to be there tomorrow, so for all you Matterall fucking fanboys out there,
You just
he's
killed
not going to
half
be
the
there.
audience.
He's doing some family stuff tomorrow. So River's gonna be hosting the show. It's gonna be Caleb and me and Lockfox
I like River,
and
I
Caleb
like
and me
Oh,
and
does
Lockfox.
Lockfox still do stuff?
Lockfox
Or
is
did he
good.
quit
Yeah,
or
it's like,
something?
that's a fucking.
Lockfox is still active right now. He's still active. They haven't hit their 100 show limit yet, and obviously we've got CCP Quant coming tomorrow, so that draws him in as well. We're going to have a really good conversation that is going to sound somewhat like last week's Open Comms, but more sober, and with the man himself, CCP fucking Quant. I'm going to be honest, CCP Quant is a good-looking fucking guy. He really fucking is. And
He's married, Dirk. Back off.
I don't give a shit what... I'm married. I'm just saying the man... It's not like I can't acknowledge that the man is a good-looking man and he talks some fucking business stuff, because CCP Quant is not one of your normal
He's
fucking...
giving you shit.
He's not one of your normal devs, right? Like, yes, he puts out some goddamn charts. He's like good at fucking PowerPoint and shit like that, right? But he does bigger things for the business. So really looking forward to this. This is the first time that we have been able to talk to him.
You should be like, what are you, too good to come out there and hang out with us at Eve Northeast? You
You can't hang by a fucking fire and throw some beer pong?
Tell them that we need a good stock market in game.
Well, that is one of the things that we will be talking about tomorrow is financial instruments. So it'll be fun. We're really looking forward to it. And again, this is a guy that we don't get to normally talk to a whole hell of a lot. So looking forward to it.
So you're trying to get Quant to go to Northeast?
We are trying to get Quant to go to Eve Northeast.
And last year we did get Avalon to Vegas. Who are we getting to Vegas this year? Have we decided?
That is something. Okay.
Oh,
that is
yeah,
something,
yeah. That's a good.
That is
that's
something
a good question.
that we are.
Get Jintan to Vegas.
Get Jintan to Vegas. That
I
would
think
be
we
different.
mean CCP.
CCP devs, yeah.
Like I said, if we make it a
2 years ago,
qualified event,
it was get Puncturus and Carker to Vegas. Okay. And we did that. And what we found out was, after the fact,
that the Open Comms has sway over CCP's travel
no,
department.
They were literally coming anyways.
Well, that's kind of what
last year the Get Avalon to Vegas, based on community support for getting CCP Avalon to Vegas, actually worked. Okay. This year it's a determiner of trying to work together as a kind of streamer podcaster community out there to, who can we get out there that is a CCP dev that really should come to a place like Vegas and hang with those of us who are going to be there. I think that's still in the works. We are going to have somebody this year that we kind of press for, that we think is kind of like a community sort of, I'll call it fan favorite or whatever you want to call it. I've got my own fucking ideas, but I'm not going to say that right now because I don't want to fucking take the poll. But, yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that again this year because I think it's kind of fucking cool. I think shit, I wouldn't even care if it wasn't even up to like, those of us who do podcasts and streams and things like that. If it was up to kind of like a, hey, if you've bought a ticket to Eve Vegas, which of these devs would you want to see there? And they throw a fucking vote in for that because, that probably matters more than, than just some public pressure or whatever.
Yeah, it does.
Now, I do know that we're having a do not get the judge to Vegas.
A travel ban.
I know that's something that is in the works out there amongst the streamer community, amongst the pub crawl community, that we are working on a please leave the judge the motherfuck home.
Oh, wow.
What's wrong with the judge?
I'm kidding.
I like the
I'm
judge.
kidding. I'm only saying that because I just saw his shit in fucking Twitch, and I just wanted to like fucking make a joke.
I was saying I like the judge.
Fucking haze.
Yes,
bro.
I love the fucking judge
Travel
too.
ban.
But it's just like it's kind
Even
of fun.
though I really felt bad
like
because
that.
I for the longest time I kept saying like, yeah, he's a British guy, and then I found out last year that he's Australian.
He's like the
Yeah, I
judge
was
is
about
already
to say,
going to
Judge,
Vegas, baby. It's like you buy a ticket in a fucking room thing and whatnot. Doesn't mean that people need to let you in.
Oh,
We
he
can
said
find
build
a way.
wall.
We can find a way. We can build a wall. You know what the
Well, the
fucking
thing
like
is, no-
U.S. Australian relationship is right now. Bam Stroker can get through, but
Bam if I was to ever take a wife, it would be Bam Stroker.
You'd have to fight.
Bam
for him.
is the fucking. Is he not the epitome of the Australian fucking like
It's
player?
it's not
I mean,
even
like, is
gay.
he not
It's not even
him?
gay to like Bam Stroker in that way. It's not.
And Bam's sitting home right now going, "Oh, I love it. Yeah, I know. Everybody loves me."
Yeah.
Shot to the people that fly in from places like Australia to come to Eve motherfucking Vegas, because it's what makes Eve Vegas a fucking outstanding time is the fact that, you know what? It's Vegas. It's Vegas, and all of us find a way of getting there.
Yeah,
What else we got on the board? Somebody else pull up a fucking topic.
I
Jen, you
cough
woke
every
up.
time I
Jen,
take a shot of
do
this
you have a
shit.
fucking
It's
topic?
almost gone.
Oh, speaking of Eve Northeast, though,
I'm
we're
almost
gonna be
done with
doing
this.
some.
Good, sorry.
We're gonna be doing some Even T coverage out at Eve Northeast for the first time. You guys are gonna get to see what it looks like. Talk about.
Are we
we're
gonna
gonna
have
talk
cameras
to the devs.
down in the grotto?
We're gonna have cameras probably in the rape dungeon. I'm thinking that's where we'll have to set up.
I think that is exactly where we should have it.
So we're gonna be well. It's all gonna have to be pre-recorded because we can't stream any of it. None, like there's no signal.
And
out
we can
there,
edit
so.
shit out because we don't want.
And
like,
we can
faces
edit
and
shit out maybe.
in the rape dungeon.
I'm yeah. I was sorry. I was like completely out of it for a second there. I
Jin,
was trying.
you were
I was
Jin
trying-
hand.
I was trying to think of finances for like getting to Vegas, trying to figure out how much.
Jin,
I'd
how
need.
much dick do you need to suck to get to Vegas?
It
you
depends how
figure
much
out-
I
Did
charge.
you just assume what he would be sucking on?
It's just like a good way to put money into perspective if you compare it to dick sucking.
Is there
Like
a,
if
is
he,
there
needs, if
a,
he needs to raise $1,000, so you get to suck 1,000 dicks for $1, or like 100 dicks for like
whoa.
$10.
Are you saying that
That's-
he only gets $1 per dick suck? Like, well,
It,
now,
it depends
now,
on
hold
what
on.
he wants to put his
Jin-tan.
prices at.
I have
That's
to
legit
give a
math, though.
If
I have
he
to
has
give-
one dick for $1,000, then it's just one dick.
I have to give a call to Marsha.
If he
This,
shaved, he
this
could
is
get
what
more.
you've been
If he
wanting the
shaved that
whole
shit off
night.
his face?
She wanted us to get back on porn talk, so let's delve into this while Dirk's
No.
gone and won't get us back on the rails.
I just like the funny talks.
Apparently, Jintan cannot give head.
$1 a dick is that's a
Wow.
very cheap rate. Like that's like a
You
serious-
heard it
I'm
here first,
offended.
folks.
I'm
that's
offended.
something you do to like get a clientele. That's not something you can
Well,
like
apparently-
sustain.
Yeah, but that's what he needs,
His
right?
CSM.
You
his
gotta build
CSM
word of
buddy
mouth, right?
Judge says he gets $5 per dick suck. So
At least. That's the
At
lowest
least.
possible.
Dude, that's where
Maybe
the
I
profits
really
are
like
at.
the guy.
Do you give like a
maybe
military
it was a
discount?
charity case.
nice. You would ask for that, too, you fucking scumbag.
We don't get them up here. Fuck, I need one.
Wow.
Wait, Dirk, what did you grab to drink?
Yingling Lager.
At least it's not Fireball.
Is that
We're
a Japanese?
No, I'm not on Fireball
Is
at the
it
moment.
weeaboo alcohol? Is that what you're drinking?
It's not. No, this is not a Japanese. However, I do want to
It's
say it
Jedi
before,
Lager.
we're down 30 fucking listeners. Since last I fucking looked, which was
I think we scared all of Jebby's hosts away.
We recognize that tonight is kind of like a light night and whatnot, but next week is our next milestone kind of week. It's Cinco de Mayo, or what we like to call in the United States these days the 5th of May, because Donald Trump says that we have to call it the 5th of May and not Cinco de Mayo because he's like, fuck it, America. But
do we have to obey that on Twitch?
Well,
like international maritime laws?
I'm still debating whether or not if you or I dress up in any kind of thing like Rain did tonight.
Oh, I have that super
for
gaudy
Cinco de Mayo, whether or not we
wearing.
might have ice in our fucking door. If we might get iced, you've heard of swatted. I'm a little worried right now about the whole fucking ice.
You dress
thing.
up like
okay. But go ahead.
I could call some people.
I'm just saying, if we're not allowed to wear stuff, I'm sorry. I am wearing my super giant, offensive, stereotypical gaudy
Cinco de Marcho. Cinco de Marcho was
sombrero.
cool too. This will be cooler.
Oh, you know what? Mrs. McLean will probably be on that night because we'll drink some tequila.
And I was gonna make an intro video, so I have to get to work on it. But I'm gonna make an intro video for next week.
I know, but tequila is her enemy, and I like it.
It's gonna have the song. I forget the name of the band. It's something.
Livin' La Vida Loca?
No, it's
the Macarena.
No,
oh my
it's
God, can we do the Macarena
hers is
live on
something
stage?
or whatever band, but it's called El Sonadito. If you look up that song it's fucking amazing. It is the
that
most
from an Antonio Banderas
stereotypical
movie?
song that you would think of for Mexico in modern times. El Sonadito. I'm using that song for the intro next week, and I'm gonna make a video for it.
All right, man.
It's gonna be great.
You know what? You've gotten creative license, Drayden, because you're like a trigger puller. So you get creative license. This week you got you had that crazy fucking graphic and some fucking
I was okay
hentai
now,
porn song that you rolled into.
Not to toot my own that song was actually from an anime show called Dimension W. Anyway, no, I not to my own horn.
I'm trying to roll this back to porn.
Well, we can get to porn here in a second, but I was super excited because other than a 30-second bit where Matterall was literally telling me step by step what to click and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I've never
fucking
used
Bananarama, Jim J.
I've never used Photoshop, and so the graphic I made for the intro tonight was me just going, okay, I'm gonna jump into Photoshop, and I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, and I did that. So I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
I kind of miss Matterall. He hasn't been around in a couple weeks. There was a part of me that was getting used to him being around on Friday nights, which is really difficult because he works in a cubicle and has to film out of a cubicle. And I know he's getting ready to camp with.
I've never seen.
He's you're my Irish guy, and he's my Mexican guy.
I think he's too.
Are they the two people you reference when you say you're not
I
racist?
do. I look at myself and I look at McLean and I go, he's Irish. I still have white privilege. I look at McLean. I look at Matterall and I go, I still have white privilege. It's kind of like.
Oh, speaking of white
they're
privilege,
my bookends. They're my bookends in the whole immigration story of America.
Did you guys hear about Firefest? Did you guys hear about Firefest?
No, yeah, I saw you post.
Yes.
You posted
where
about that, but I don't know what
pay
it is.
$12,000 to go to this resort
And
with
Ja
all this
Rule was
shit.
my boy back in the day.
And then they got fucking stranded
Ja
on the
Rule
island
got
with
straight
tents.
punked like a bitch.
Oh, he
Ja
thought
Rule
he was
wasn't
throwing a
anybody's
fucking mega party. And it's look, I mean, Ja looked old back in late 2000s, okay? But right now he's got to be sitting there going, fuck, what the fuck did I put my name on? What did I help bankroll? A literal refugee camp.
It was literally looking like people coming out of
It's all
Syria.
these privileged millennials going, oh fuck everyone, and then they're like, help, cell phone's running out of battery. I had to eat a sandwich.
The U.S. Embassy was banning flights to get U.S. citizens off of this
That's
island.
hilarious.
Holy
shit.
How have
my
we
God.
not rolled in fucking UH fucking 60s down there to lift these people out like it was Grenada?
It was really, oh my god. It's like,
oh my god,
it's like
you
they
guys
had
got
this
to this
idea.
place where somebody fucked you on what your accommodations were going to be like. Don't worry, the fucking Marines are coming to pull you out.
Well, like, okay, so they had this idea in their head, right? Oh, we're just gonna
See,
do
that
that.
would be a fucking Trump win. That would be a Trump win. Why did he not do that shit?
So they all got together, like, yeah, that'd be pretty
we
dope.
had invaded Bahamas.
And we can like pimp it on our Instagrams and stuff. But like nobody there has probably ever worked a day in their life to actually make any of it happen. So nothing ever got done, and they got disaster relief shelters instead of fucking like.
I was reading some shit today about some fucking like college junior who like racked up a fucking 4-bedroom $8,000 for the fucking weekend or whatever. I don't know, like, well, what turned out to be a fucking tent. What turned out to be even. Maybe now we can get fucking Ja Rule to come to Eve Northeast. because we can be like, bro, we're not overselling this. Come to Eve Northeast.
There's at least some hard structures there.
That was some good shit though. Like every article I read today, whether it be kind of like conservative based or fucking liberal based or whatever, was like totally fucking hosing down on this entire thing and being like you would have thought that this was like a humanitarian crisis. A few years ago, we had like Plex for Good that helped out like Haiti after the earthquake. You would have thought that like we were ready to do a Plex for Good to help these poor bastards who ended up down at a party that didn't happen.
Damn.
Wow.
That's basically what it was. It was like a Haiti party.
That's a natural disaster right there.
Fucking hilarious.
But you know what? I'm gonna be totally fucking honest. If I end up on a fucking Bahamian island, okay, number one, I'm going to seek out food.
I'd call Artie. I'd be like, Artie, come pick me up, bro.
Well, yeah, he would have to fly his fucking chopper over.
Yeah.
Yes, Bahamas. Bahamian. Yes.
I
They've got multiple islands within the Bahamian
when I hear Bohemian,
thing
I did not think
No, not
Bahamas.
Bohemian. This is not fucking like,
Queen?
Anyways.
Actually.
I think that we would find a way to, you know what? If nightfall came and, like, they told us we can't get you out until tomorrow, that we would find a way of partying.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, dude, it's just a camp out at that point. You're camping.
Exactly.
Yeah, but none of these people have probably ever camped in their entire fucking lives.
No, I don't think they have.
No,
This is
probably
literally
never
the
even
end of
touched
the world to them.
glamping and
dirt in their whole entire lives. And yeah, no, it's just.
This was literally the end of their world. Like, they thought they were gonna die.
Wow. Yeah, because they had to eat like
these
a
people
sandwich.
may never go to Burning Man again. They may not trust anything
Coachella.
from here on out. Coachella?
Burning Man's so yesteryear.
They may not trust any of these things ever
Burning
again.
Man is so
if you can't trust
SA
Ja
and
fucking
Space
Rule,
Pope at
I'm
this
not
point.
sure who you can trust.
Burning Man's like the fucking Space Pope. We're fucking over it at this point.
Burning Man is a big Space Pope place. No, you know what? When Space Pope turns up at Coachella, that's when we should all buy back into that.
Yeah, no, Burning Man got replaced by Wasteland. So.
Maybe the whole thing, when you go from Burning Man to Coachella to literally fucking New Orleans refugee camp.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Maybe this is the whole fucking millennial thing of like where it's cool to party at, right? Like how fucking low can we end up making something where people will still be like, fuck yeah, Burning Man, middle of the fucking desert, right?
Well, yeah.
I'd love to go to Burning Man.
Let's go to the Burning Man.
Fire Ja Rule place. What? Middle of the fucking Caribbean jungle. Oh shit, we've only got tents.
Huh?
Maybe that's the next thing.
Literally
and then after
floating
that,
on a
it's
platform
Venezuela.
down
kind of
the
like
Amazon.
surprise. It's like this kind of surprise disaster. Maybe people will pay for that. That kind of like, oh, we thought we were going on vacation. We really ended up like stranded and fucking shipwrecked somewhere.
I want to
fucking
go.
Guyana.
I'm
we
pretty
do Jim
sure, like-
Jones all over again.
People fucking love that, like the fucking puzzle room things, Can you imagine like survival week where they
Stranded on a fucking island,
they'll
bro.
they'll
Real
strand
life
you in an
survivor.
island. They
No.
take
Be
all
back
of
in
your
a week,
electronics home to you.
motherfuckers.
Like, okay, I'm gonna go do something like that. I'm gonna go do Wasteland. I'm gonna go do Mad Max out in the desert, and they'll have fire and drinking.
But now, where's Wasteland? Where
Out
It's
in
not
the
the same
desert.
thing as being washed up on an island and stranded and left for a week.
No, I
It's
get
not
to
really
fake
the
it.
same thing.
I get to fake it.
Is that here in the continental United States?
Yes.
Wasteland? Where is
Yes.
that?
Oh fuck! You're gonna make me look it up.
Well, no, I'm not trying to like fucking hold you to it's like
Sounds lame
Utah.
as fuck.
Utah and Manic Velocity is like it's down the street from my house.
It's out in the desert in California.
Oh.
Oh,
a whole
that's
nother
it. Just
fucking
the
country.
desert in California. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a vast fucking desert or anything.
Hey,
Well,
you know what?
it's-
And this is maybe what FanFest United States should be. Is that every year they choose some fucked up place that they bring us to, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna tell you 3 months beforehand where you're gonna fucking come to. We're gonna fly you in, and then we're gonna like by vans bring you out to a place where you're not quite sure what it's gonna be.
Wait,
it may be the Planet
it should
Hollywood.
be-
It may be the Link.
FanFest
It
United
may
States
be a
should be
desert
the
fucking
fucking
cabin.
Hunger Games, bro.
Oh man, be awesome.
Fucking Hunger Games.
That'd be fucking
Let's
cool.
get
That
it
might draw
on.
people in because, like, you know, a lot of us are risk
Who
takers.
wants to be
and,
on
like,
my team?
Let's do it, Jay.
maybe
This is
that
where
would
my
be-
You
people
can't,
maybe
will
it'd be
you
kinda
thrive.
can't
fucking
put people
cool.
up in the Hunger Games. You got to be able to barter your way out of a situation.
No, you
I-
kill them.
Yeah,
No,
this is where you
just
get to
expect-
hunt
And
other human
this
beings.
is one of the
man.
things that we've been talking about for years. You know, years on this show is that, like, you know, fucking like
Played
Eve
DayZ for 10
tourism.
years.
Eve
Let
tourism
me know.
could be
Come
a
at
thing.
me.
Eve tourism could be a thing, and maybe some of that stuff is a little bit, you know, kind of shady. You don't know where you might end up. We might be doing fucking Eve Somalia party style next year.
Oh
You
shit.
might be really happy. You
With
might
all
be
the-
really happy that you brought McLean with you to one of these
Yeah,
things.
dude. Like, oh man, all the cot you can chew on.
Yeah, all of a sudden, fucking McLean ain't the crazy guy you're with. McLean's the guy you're fucking standing behind.
Oh my god.
This is where my people will thrive.
My plan in the
The
Hunger
Mad
Games is to
Eve Somalia, baby.
my plan in the Hunger Games is to schmooze the people that are stronger than I am and just hope they carry my ass to victory.
What do you think
So
my
what-
plan is?
So what you're saying is that you,
Like
you
Jay.
would, in fact, suck a dick for no dollars.
Well, hey, I mean, if that's what Jay wanted, because like of everyone here on the show, Jay is who I'm gonna send around because he is the most likely to carry me through the Hunger Games, and
Oh, I thought you were gonna say of everybody on the show, Jay's the one I'd suck his dick. I was like,
well, I mean,
thanks.
no, if that's
Oh
what
my
you
God.
wanted, if that's what you
I'm
wanted,
flattered.
All right,
Starblind. Starblind
if
says
you
I
want
tune
to.
into Open Comms finally, and I get Somalia and Cot references.
Okay, so actually, speaking of Starblind, I was in Baltimore this week with Manic Velocity. Both of us were on
Were
independent
you guys
work
riding
trips.
a technical?
Oh my God, fucking Marsha!
And
She's
no,
like,
we ran into Starblind, and all of us went out to Fleet Street. They literally have a street named Fleet Street, and we had pizza, and it was the most amazing thing ever.
so
Hold on.
Marsha's like, stick with
Come on,
gin,
Marsha.
Drayden. He's $1 a mouth tug.
Nice. Classy.
That's
Classy.
right. This
I'm gonna be
side of the
straight up. If
West.
fucking Jen comes to goddamn Vegas next year, I'm gonna like have both my thumb and forefinger on both sides of his like little tiny beard.
Oh god. I would actually
Oh,
love.
you're gonna,
I will
you're
fucking
getting
bob
it,
your
bro.
head from chin down, bro.
Fuck off.
That's it.
Just
You're
saying.
getting it. You're getting the jerk. You're getting
I may,
maximum over
I may,
dirt.
I may throw a fucking barbecue chicken wing in your mouth. I may not. I'm just saying.
I hope
Or
that's
some
not a
nuggets.
euphemism.
Or
Dude,
maybe
I
some
fucking-
chicken nuggets.
Dude, nuggets. Nuggets.
Nuggets are the
fucking
shit I do
boy.
at home. When I'm
Where's
in
my
Vegas, I
nuggets,
have actual
Kate?
like chicken on wings, like chicken on bone.
Yeah, it's good shit. Like,
Kate,
will
where's
not
my
turn it down.
nuggets?
Where are my nuggets?
Where's my
Baby,
nuggets?
where's my nuggets?
Where's my nuggets?
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna tell you-
isn't
I'm
like
gonna tell you
chicken
what-
on bone so like pedestrian? Like you have to eat around it and be all delicate. Like
You actually do. You actually do
Delicate.
because you can like break a fucking tooth on like a chicken
You
bone.
can
I mean,
fuck
like,
your
chicken
shit up.
bones are not fucking
God,
around,
you
right?
guys are
You can
so
either
bad at
choke,
eating
you can break a tooth.
chicken. Jesus.
I just
Are
don't
you
eat
sure
it
you're
with
I'm just
not-
like a
bones in it.
fucking animal.
You want to
and
talk
I'm
about
like,
short
"Ugh,
ribs? You want
food."
to talk about baby backs? What
Are
do you
you
want to
sure
talk
you're
about?
not
Like
just eating
anytime
it
you got a
wrong,
fucking bone in something that you have to gnaw around, you might break a
Trust
fucking
me,
tooth
I'm really
and be
good
like,
at handling
ah.
bones, Dirk. Maybe you need to like up your game a bit.
Whoa!
Oh, you've been all over the bone, baby.
Oh, dab, Damn it.
However,
I'm
I
not
do wanna-
doing it.
I do want
I
to
just
throw
want
this
to
out
say,
there.
for
I
once,
really
it's
do want to.
not me making the dirty joke.
You were
Winter.
thinking it though, right?
Winter,
You're like, God,
Winter,
these
let me
guys are
ask-
so bad.
Winter, let me ask you a straight up question. Are you coming to Vegas this year?
No.
Shut the fuck up and for
Lame.
one moment.
I'm
I'm kidding.
what?
I'm just-
Lame.
Oh my god, I'm gonna totally
Don't
fucking
yell at her,
wait
Dirk.
night down here. I know I'm gonna totally wait night back down here for a moment. However, I do want to throw this out there. Listen to me, people. I know that all of the fucking discounted prices of rooms and fucking like boarding,
Find a room,
and,
buddy.
like you
If
know,
it's too
coming
much,
to
like,
an
find a room,
Vegas
buddy.
event.
Okay,
All that
Dirk,
shit's been sold out, but Vegas is a fun motherfucking time. I'm telling you right now,
Dirk.
it is the shit. Yes, go baby.
It's not because of the money. It's because my like taking way too many vacations this year. I
Did
have
you go to
work.
FanFest?
No, I didn't go.
Did you go to Eve
So were any of
Nottingham?
those vacations for Eve?
No, none of these vacations.
Did you go
were
to
for
Eve
You're
LA? Did you
terrible.
go to Eve fucking Terre Haute, Indiana? Did you go to Eve fucking Albany? I mean, like,
Where
No.
did you
have
go?
your vacations been spent doing things that were unrelated to Eve?
Did you spend time with your family?
Oh my
You-
God.
dare
Did
you.
you have a
I
life?
was gonna say bastard,
Fucking
but if I
normie.
say bitch, somebody will hang me out to fucking dry.
Well,
so I'm
okay,
not gonna say
if,
that.
If it makes you feel better, one of these trips I will be meeting Eve people.
Eve Jamaica.
So.
Did you go to Eve Jamaica?
No, I did not go to Eve Jamaica. I don't want to go to
Eve
Eve
Cancun?
Jamaica. No, I
Is
don't
there
want to
an
go to
Eve
Cancun.
Jamaica?
I didn't know there was a Cancun.
Oh my god.
Actually, it might be better.
You know what? I should be the fucking Eve NT of like Eve. I should be Eve NA.
You want to join Even
Holy
T
shit!
and you
No,
can be
fuck
our
that
NA
shit. Fuck
branch?
that shit. Fuck that shit.
He's
I'm
gonna-
going out
he's-
there. I'm going
He
out
is
there to
kind of
fucking.
joining Event.
No. I'm
he?
I'm
Okay.
going out
Get
there
him
right
off.
now to fucking like Monster. No, not
Make it
Monster.
happen, Rain.
Monster's like a fucking job thing.
I don't know how to do it. Dirk,
How
what's
do you
your
fucking
email?
get a website for EveNA.com? Eve North America. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Eve NT, believe me, anything surrounding that whole fucking NT area over there is total shitlord space. However, Eve North America, we can get all kinds of shit. We can get like fucking Eve Montreal.
I don't think he
We can get like
understands
Eve
that-
Cancun, Eve
That we're all
you know,
the same
Miami.
thing. It's not
Dirk,
located.
Dirk,
Dirk, it's not
I tell you what.
locational.
I
It
will
is
tell you what.
locational.
Next year, you can plan my whole vacation schedule. I'll tell you what I need to go to, and then you can do everything else.
No,
Man.
believe me, I understand the whole fucking like, you know, real life vacation schedule thing, which is why I can't do FanFest in Vegas in the same year. Okay, because like, I just can't do that. Actually, my wife would do it, but now my daughter is old enough to where she would be like, "Fuck that shit! Aren't we going here?" But
Why don't you bring your daughter and your wife to FanFest
no, we
while
talked
you
about
sit
this
at
shit
home?
last week.
Yo,
I
they
did not
could
bring my
totally
daughter
come
and
and
my
hang
wife
out
to the
with
same
us.
fucking
Dirk,
place
Dirk,
because my
Triggered.
wife and my
Hot
daughter
tubs.
would just be an anchor.
Are you bringing your wife
Triggered.
and girlfriend
No, I'm
to
not.
Vegas?
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guy from
Dirk,
the UK.
I'm
I'm
bringing
not
my
bringing her.
parents. Jintan's bringing his grandma. Just fucking bring your wife and daughter.
I'll bring my wife.
I always
bringing
Oh,
bring
my
my
Casey
wife.
next
that
year.
reminds me. My gran is currently A, reading through History of an Empires of Eve, and B, wants to do the tutorial to Eve.
Oh,
Has your
Oh.
grandmom found? Has your grandmom found in the histories of Eve where Dirk like was walking around that back there through Delve and shit, and he's like, "Yo, bro, Matani, you might want to recruit this guy because he was a fun fucker,"
The rain.
and then like
No.
threw
She's
over
gonna start
Bob.
randomly dabbing. When
Nobody
it carries on
tells
like
that
this.
story about Dirk's role in the fucking Bob War.
Wow.
Are you saying you're a forgotten hero, Dirk?
I introduced fucking the Matani to that other guy that like I met at a bar one night, and like they overthrew Bob.
And then
No shit. And they
Dirk, you
dabbed.
weren't mentioned in the
They
books,
dabbed
so
all
And
the
then
way to
you're
the
lying.
DJ said, "I did more
What'd he
than the
say?
Matani."
Did he dab to victory?
Because of the introduction. Anyways, all right, getting way too fucking late in the show to be fucking around at this level. I'm trying to fucking reel it
We have
back
5
in.
minutes left. You guys want to
Reel
talk
it in,
about
Dirk.
You
TV?
can't
Reel
reel
it
it
in.
back
Let's
in the last 10 minutes of the
let's
show.
we can roll
Have-
back with
when
what
was
is
the
your
last
favorite...
time we had TV time late in the show?
I was just
Oh,
gonna
man.
say, Game of Thrones
Ever.
is coming up in like
When
a month and a
the-
half, so we're gonna have to be.
Game of
doing
Thrones
that.
is coming up in July.
No,
we
Game
can
of
talk
Thrones is
about
coming
that
in
after the
July.
heat
That's
of
like
June
end
three
of
burns
June.
through us.
I thought it was June 25th.
Oh, okay.
End of June,
July
July.
17th.
I thought it was June
No,
25th.
no. Alien new movie next what? 2
Aliens
weeks?
coming out. Guardians of the
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Galaxy
the new
2.
Alien flick.
Yes, yes.
Guardians
I
of the
yes.
want to see
Galaxy 2 is
Guardians of
out.
the Galaxy. Now wait, the aliens, is that like a after Prometheus, or is it like just another general
Yes.
aliens movie?
No.
After
It's
Prometheus, before First Alien.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my god.
It's
got,
basically
oh,
going
his
to be
name in it
every
again.
other alien movie, really.
So okay.
Who's
Dirk,
running and
You
screaming?
could go see it and get some tentacle porn a little bit, because I mean that guy's art. H.R. Geiger was a amazing artist, but a little bit creepy in that realm.
Yeah, some of the concept shit that he came up with was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
just like he was basically just the embodiment of Freud. Like everything he drew had both a penis and a vagina.
This is true.
it was quite sensual.
Sensual.
Sensual would not be the
Sensual.
word that I would use. but
pornographic?
Okay.
4 minutes left in the show. It's sensual.
Wait,
H.R.
It's
Geiger is
sensual.
what I fapped to.
I was
ha-
trying to be
having
nice.
both?
Okay.
What?
Fucking H.R. Geiger,
The
totally
things-
sensual.
Did you know
bro.
chicks with dicks porn is the least gay porn you could watch?
Are you?
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Think about it. Think about it. So if you have a guy and a girl, it's 50% gay because there's a guy, right? Do with a dick. But if you have a girl and a guy, so the girl has a dick, so it's
Wait, what?
25%. And you're like, okay, well, gay porn's obviously 100% gay. But you have lesbian porn, then it's still 100%
gay porn
gay
is
because
totally
it's gay.
fucking different than
So-
I
lesbian porn.
love
Chicks
me.
with dick porn, dicks with chick porn is the least gay porn you could find.
I love me some lesbian porn. That is my favorite porn on the planet.
It's still 100%
Chicks
gay
with
though,
dicks
Drayden.
porn is
I don't
different
care.
than fucking dicks with chicks porn.
I don't care. It can be 100% get all at once. Lesbian porn is the best porn on the planet, hands down.
It really isn't. I mean, like, look, when you're in fucking 8th grade, fucking lesbian porn is outstanding because you think
I
fucking
love
two
it.
girls back then are like totally fucking
Just
cool.
feel like, oh, well, you can't do it. It's like, you're watching porn. You're not doing shit except touching yourself. So you know what's better? 2 vaginas.
Well, you see,
Oh,
that
this-
shit
this-
Still
ruined
this-
me for my
100%
fucking
gay, though.
stag party.
Dre,
though, I
Dre,
gotta be
this
honest.
just shows to me, Dre, that you have
Wow.
not experienced the joy that is VR porn yet. You fucking 2D
I have not
pleb.
experienced VR porn.
2D.
You
I'm a-
2D.
So
I'm
So
afraid
there is
to
What,
a
when
great,
you're-
there is
with
a
dicks.
great game developed by
I'm
the
afraid-
Yeah, chicks
wonderful
with dicks.
people of
There's 2
Japan.
chicks, but there's 1 dick.
I'm afraid to experience VR porn because I don't think I'll ever log out,
Brain,
and I
you're
think
from
I will
fucking
be
Iowa.
consumed.
Like none of this
Absolutely.
even remotely happens out there. None of this shit gets past
I
Pittsburgh.
know plenty of chicks with dicks, Dirk.
That's fair. This is it.
Yeah, you're
I
fucking
don't
Dirk.
even want to ask.
Dirk, Dirk,
Oh my god.
Dirk, remember what we were talking about? This is Eve.
It is Eve. And that's what makes Eve so motherfucking outstanding. Because I'm gonna be completely honest. Look, I came from a very conservative fucking background a few years ago. BC introduced me to a few things, and like he said, look, check out this fucking Eve place. And I have met shit in Eve that has like changed my whole entire fucking outlook on things. Like right now, if you're a fucking cartoon character, go to Vegas. If you are like, I don't know, some higher up in an organization out there in Eve that like, and you just want to like fucking like, knock somebody's throat back, come to Vegas.
No, there's no fighting in Vegas. We don't encourage physical violence.
You fight using money on a Pokeball.
Yes.
Whoever-
We're doing
How did,
shots.
how did you get fighting out of any of that, Rain?
I heard throw somebody's throat
Although-
back and
Yeah,
Although
throw
there's
somebody's
almost fighting
throat back.
That's not
like,
fight- that's
not
not
like
fighting,
McLean
that's-
saying, "I'm gonna throw your throat back."
Yeah, that's
Wow.
So what am I
It was
supposed
a
to?
joke. Anyways,
That's like
holy
50
shit.
Shades of
I couldn't
Grey.
even fucking make a joke.
Oh,
get
did
a
you just
fucking
say,
sexual
oh, it's not
like.
me saying that? Jeez.
Maybe you should consider being
Well, because
funny.
you're kind of like somebody who
Look at
wants to
you.
grab somebody by the throat and throw them
What
back.
did you say, Jen?
Holy
Maybe you
crap.
should consider being funny. And then I dab.
I can't
Total
even make
vet
fucking like
stereotype.
semi-sexual jokes, like whatever. Anyways,
there
Alright.
are no chicks with dicks,
However-
just guys with tits.
however, I do
Oh
want
my
to throw this
God.
out. And for those of you who live reasonably close to the northeastern Pennsylvania area, Eve Northeast, yes, we're camping. Yes, we are trying extremely hard to get fucking Quant or somebody out there who like. Last year we had CCP. Give it to me, McLean. CCP.
CCP Savior and CCP
Savior,
Logi, bro.
Savior. Number one, we had Logi Bro, who we all fucking know. Okay, Savior, we had no idea who he was. Came in, startled all of us by being a hard partying motherfucker out in the middle of the goddamn deep woods of what would eventually be the thing that threw Trump over the equation for being president. Okay, so if you want to come to What
While
may
Brexit
be
happened, actually, Brexit happened at the time while we were there.
Brexit actually happened while we were there, which we actually take credit for. Okay. However, if you want to come to a place where we camp out, nobody gives a shit about whether or not you take a shower, just like a CSM summit.
Oh, we
okay.
do kind of care that you take a shower.
Well, you know,
There
we're
are
outside,
showers
so we
there.
don't actually care. Okay.
There are showers there.
Our shit fucking rocks because we are willing to party whether it fucking rains, snows, or fucking sunshines. Come play with us. Eve Northeast. McLean gets a $5 credit every time I say that.
Oh man. All right, so we're at the end of the show. We gotta cut it here because Julie.
Games Poner.
Julie's coming up next.
Games Poner. Is she coming on? Do we know she's coming on?
She
Last
did
week
not
didn't
come on last week, which, but she still has her slot. So I'm assuming last week it was maybe like she had to miss it for some reason. So we still have to get out of here. I'm gonna do a shot for the road, and this is a significant
Fuck it,
shot.
I'm doing a shot with you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm doing a shot with you.
Hold on.
Tito's fucking handmade, homemade. Tito's
I
mom
miss
makes
it.
this
I
vodka,
miss it
boys.
dearly.
It says
And here's the thing.
handmade.
This is a landmark shot because this is the last shot of that horrible piece of shit Tower vodka bottle I have.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you suffer
sorry.
with me, Dirk. You suffer with me on this. This is the last
I'll
shot
suffer with
of
you,
that
bro.
bottle.
I promise that this bottle would never be poured for anything other than a
You're just
fucking
gonna
like
dump it out in
vodka
your lawn
fucking 7-Up
tomorrow,
shot.
aren't you?
But whatever. You know what? Love you all, fucking Eve people. Rock the fuck on. Go kill a fucking weed, motherfucker.
wait.
Later,
don't kill the
bitches.
weebs.
Yes, the weebs.
Love the weebs.
Yes, the weebs.
Bye.
All right, we're out of here. Stay tuned for Julie. She's up next.